Hello, Twitch. Can you hear me now? I'll take that as a yes. Oh, thank you.
I think we have a yes.
Mark
Fantastic.
and the Sage.
There is a delay on yeses on my OBS screen because, well, why wouldn't there be?
I see a long delay. I saw myself waving like 10 to 15 seconds after I waved.
Like that though.
Alright, so today we are taking a break from our persistent, tagged persistent campaign, Exit to Eden, for just an interesting refresher and try something different for a week. And because a whole bunch for casting here. Although technically I think we were playing Demon Hunters before people bowed out, so... and perhaps bowed out because I warned everyone we are doing things a little bit differently tonight. So chat, I have reinstated the bit game, or the channel points game, where you can still buy demon dice or faith dice for our players or GM. So faith dice are for them, demon dice are for me. Custom NPC drops are available, but if the PCs do not get to a certain point in the story, those NPCs might not drop. So if they don't this week, then I will find some way to implement them into the next Exit to Eden game, and don't think that I can't.
Is that a threat?
Do we have
Maybe
any
a
held
little.
over drops from the last session?
Yeah, I believe we do, but those are for Exit to Eden.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's only so much good a +1 does in this game anyway.
True.
well, it can mean all the difference between a succeed and a succeed with style. And also not having to roll a demon dice.
True.
Woohoo. So, if I may introduce the characters today, we have... No, actually, no. I will let y'all introduce yourselves because it's silly not to. Also, why didn't I do this on Zoom? There we go. Now my weird brain is satisfied. Alright, so let's go clockwise on, well, by my screen. Dracus, who are you playing today?
Hi, I'm Dracus. I'm playing Shay Blakely tonight. They're a pseudo-living college student with a caffeine addiction.
Woohoo.
It's the only thing that gets them up in the mornings.
Yeah, well, I mean, gets them up with the flesh bag intact, like, attached. I could totally just get up as a ghost. It would be fine.
Shay is the Diet Coke of alive. Just 1 calorie, not living enough. So Merc, who are you playing today?
Okay. Sorry, that switched out my screen. So I'm playing Ratchet. Ratchet's more than 100 years old, and there's a reason for that. But he's the healer, combatant medic. Not that any of these idiots can keep themselves alive, but he does a better job than most in keeping them together. He's not a leader, he's semi-retired, and he's too old for this shit.
That he is. And Josh, who are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Anna Eng, a spell-inscribed schoolgirl just struggling to stay in control after absorbing an entire library of mystic texts.
Like you do. So again, chat, today's game is going to be a little bit different than your standard Demon Hunters module. And again, NPC drops are welcome, but we'll see if we get to the point where they will actually drop in the game. If not, I will try to make it up to you later. Either way, at least we're not making you pay money for it. But thank you, chat, for joining us. Thank you, players, for agreeing to go through with this interesting experiment. If you all want to throttle me after game, I will understand. So, let us begin. Demon Hunter, you wake? Were you asleep? You have no memory of your immediate past, only of yourself. You now reside in a void, absent of all color, feature, or sensation. To say it was a dark, or black, or even empty void would indicate it contained color and feature. It does not. You cannot feel yourself breathing, or hear the sound of your own heartbeat, assuming you have one. However, your fellow Brotherhood agents are here with you. The only aspect your mind can comprehend in this scene is you are not alone in the void. How do you feel about this? And what do you do next?
No, I shouldn't have put off giving the proper rituals to Grandma. She always gets testy about that.
Pretty
It
shitty.
almost seems like we're dead. Really dead.
I guess you would know, expert.
To some extent.
Really, when was the last time you died? Oh, wait, that was not that long ago.
You were there.
Yeah, I know.
Well, medically speaking, I think we're up shit creek without a paddle. But I don't think we're really dead. For one thing, there's a surprising lack of pissed off relatives that I would expect if I were dead.
Well,
It
I
is
don't know where
weird
we
that we're
are.
the only ones here. If here is even a thing. Excuse my turn of phrase, I guess.
I mean, it's as good a one as any. It gets the point across.
As you somehow manage to converse without sound and without voices, you sense your fellow agents becoming more distinct within the void. Now there is the void, and Shay, and Ratchet, and Anna Eng.
Cool. I give the void the finger.
Well, that did something.
You are the void, and yet one point in the void. You can hear the rustle of each other's clothing. You can smell the scent of perfume or shampoo or incense, depending on the person. Or coffee.
Coffee and decay. That's it.
You hear the jingle of change in each other's pockets. You begin to sense the pulse of your own body, depending on the body. You sense the warmth of their proximity, if they have body heat.
My heart beats usually.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Caffeine powered up.
So now you are agents, alone in a void. And you do not remember how you came to be here.
Cool, I'm gonna shuffle through my pockets, see what I've got.
Nothing happens.
I don't have anything in my pockets?
It doesn't seem... You do not seem to.
Is my skin still inscribed with strange runes and writing?
It is, but you cannot read it. It is inconcise.
Well, don't have what I usually have on, so it's gonna be a little more difficult, but only one thing to do, I guess. And I'm going to get into a kneeling position, though I'm not really kneeling on anything or kneeling down, because that would indicate both a thing to kneel on and a thing to bow down from. So no directions or anything like that. So I'm going to forcefully pray to my patron and aunt, Mariaman, to see if she'll be able to hear me where I am currently. So I guess that would be Mystic Arts. That's the D10, yes. That's the D8. And I'm going to tap Disciple Mariaman for that one. And where did the D6 go? Seen too much. Because I've seen a lot of shit in my time. So, that's nice.
You can keep your faith dice because nothing happens.
Oh, well, not even with a 19?
Not even with a 19. But you can keep those faith dice.
Well, that's unusual.
The
I
void
definitely
seems to
have
respond.
a body, right? Like, I'm not a ghost. We're not ghosts.
Right this second, anyway.
You do sense that you can all perceive each other's bodies. You can perceive your own body, or flesh bag, as you will.
Okay.
But you do not seem to have any equipment other than your own clothing.
So we can hear each other, sort of, because there's no air, so it's not really hearing. We can see each other. Do you want to try touching me? I'm trying to figure out how real this is.
High five. Does it work?
You sense the contact of the high five.
Okay.
And with that high five, you do sense you and your companions become a little bit more distinct.
I'll put out a hand. One for all?
Put my hand in. Is there a proper thing to say with this sort of deal?
And all for Dumas, sure.
Depends on which movie you watched.
Fair enough.
So all three of us are touching now.
Yes, you feel yourselves becoming a little bit more distinct. A little bit more solid. A little bit louder. In the space that is not dark or bright. It just is.
Okay, that's hearing, touch. I'm not interested in tasting anyone, thank you.
Wouldn't be the worst thing I've licked.
You can smell. That is, depending on your species, connected to taste.
It's true.
Well, who wants to, No, you know what? In my medical opinion, there's one more thing we should try, and, as I am the doctor, I'm going to, administer medicine. So I'm going to punch Shay Blakely in the face.
In the face. Bloody hell! What was that for?
Well, that's the thing. You gave that speech and then the punch didn't happen.
Huh.
Like, I made the gesture for it, but nothing happened.
More or less.
I jerk away and realize that I didn't actually get hit, and I'm like...
But again, you do feel more solid in this void.
Flesh bag is a flesh bag, and I have not been punched. I don't trust you anymore.
But the attempt seems to...
I mean, it was, I really thought skin-to-skin contact would have improved our situation some, and as the doctor, I could have fixed anything I did.
Do you want to
Sure.
fight?
Well, do unto others.
Oh, let me try
I
something
will
else
punch
first.
back.
Shay, there is no punch.
Mm.
Hey,
Well, that
Hey,
went
Shay,
about as
it's
well
fine.
as
good to see you in
expected.
this timeless void. Would you like a hug?
Sure.
We'll try a hug.
There is no hug.
Huh.
But we also don't feel any more real.
You do still feel incrementally more solid.
Okay.
More tangible.
With each action we do, or with each, or just as time goes by.
What do you think?
I think it's tied to the actions we're taking.
All right. Then I'm going to leg sweep Anna Eng.
I will try to dodge. Not that either the leg sweep or the dodge will necessarily happen.
The leg sweep does not happen, nor does the dodge, and this time you don't feel significantly more tangible.
It has to be different things, I think.
Fair enough. I will hold out a hand to Shay Blakely. May I?
Do what you will.
Grab the hand, pull into a tango position, and
The
do
tango
the flamenco.
does not happen.
Damn it!
La 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 la.
I would have just tripped
la,
you
la,
anyway.
La 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 la.
I've danced
la.
with some pretty bad dancers in my time. You wouldn't have done anything.
You know, it turns out there's very little music in an arcane library, but
I find
but I am
that
in fact still trying to sort of
weird.
hum a tango-ish tune. Vaguely, badly. Not something I'm actually good at, but hey.
So, we've exhausted touch pretty much.
No,
And
we've exhausted. Does anyone know any good jokes?
I know one.
Sure.
God said, "Come forth and receive eternal life," but Judas came fifth and received a toaster.
That's terrible.
I will note that I do exude an infectious emotional aura, and that was at least slightly funny.
I think I might actually die if I'm not already dead, if that's the last joke that I'm ever gonna hear.
You got a better one, sweetheart?
No.
Sure. What's brown and sticky?
The stick.
What kind of car does a dryad drive?
Toyota.
No, a stick.
Ah. Well, what kind of car does God drive? A Honda, for it is written that all the angels shall sing in one accord.
What do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back?
Fetch.
A disappointment.
A stick.
Like all of you. Okay, dare I ask how many other stick-related jokes you have?
That's it right now. I'm still working on that.
Okay.
What do you call 9 lawyers up to their necks in sand? Not enough sand.
Does this seem to be helping?
You do sense yourselves becoming more solid and more tangible to each other, as if reality itself is sharpening around you.
So maybe there's something to communication then.
Communication, interaction.
I know
It's almost
you.
dimensional.
I walked with you once upon a dream. I know you. The gleam in your eyes is so familiar a gleam.
Okay, were you drinking before we came here?
It is possible that other people are feeling a sense of disgust right now. I know I
try
am.
this? It's either the singing or more jokes, so you know.
Or you could try to answer my question.
I mean, do I still not remember what I was doing before I came here?
No, you still do not remember immediately how you got here or what you were doing immediately before.
I can't say for sure yes or no, but I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Okay.
What's the worst thing that... So... Shay, what do you think is the worst thing that could possibly happen to you?
Right now in this situation, or just
No,
in
no, I mean ever.
existence? Ever.
Ever.
I don't really know. I mean,
What about giving up? Just letting it go? Or is that not actually that bad? Just going away and never
suppose
coming
it
back.
depends, but it does seem pretty scary.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason I don't die properly when I die.
Yeah, it's because you suck at it.
So is that the worst?
You're right, I do suck at dying.
See, mine is letting go. Just letting everything out, letting whatever's in, do whatever I want, and come what may. How about you, Ratchet?
I don't know. This conversation is reading up there. So I guess the worst thing I would be afraid of at this point would probably be one of my uncles catching up with me. You know, one of the ones who didn't like my aunt. They're
So do you often hit your patients?
not my patients. I'm talking about the kind of uncles who kind of eat people for fun.
Oh, is that a thing?
You know.
Oh, is this helping? But
I mean, doesn't everybody have at least one people eating uncle?
Can't say I do. Oh no, my uncles are kind of weird, so maybe.
And I mean, they're not really uncles. They're like my great. A lot of greats uncles, but still, I wouldn't want to run into any of them.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
So what happens if this just goes on eternally?
I don't
Well, I
know
guess
that
it
we
does.
know, you know? If time doesn't pass here, or at least we can't tell the time, how will we know if we haven't been here for an eternity?
Do we remember the things that have been happening since we, became aware?
Yes.
Okay. Well, no good way to actually measure time, but I remember the conversation we've been having, so there's some relative eternity going on.
I mean, there's nothing that says we didn't have this exact same conversation and then just got forgot by when we woke up again.
Cognito error sum. There's no point to that. Shady Pit, do you play chess?
Yeah, I do sometimes.
Sure. A6?
My brain is not wired for that sort of bullshit.
No, it might get you thinking in different directions, which might widen our prison. Who knows?
Right.
Well, I mean,
it's like that joke about keeping your knight in a humane habitat. Give it a full chessboard to move around in. So
I mean, we haven't tried something. So.
Fine, I'd ask a riddle, but the first one that came to mind is what I've got in my pockets is.
You know, I mean, that's the
showing.
beginning of everything, the end of time and space, the beginning of every end, and the end of every place. Besides here, apparently.
Besides here. What do we got? We've done... We haven't actually smelled anything.
Yeah, we can smell each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah,
I
okay.
mean, Miss No Breath over there stinks of caffeine. I haven't smelled that much
Yeah, no
concentrated coffee since the last time I went to war. They brew it real tar like in the trenches.
And I'd say suspended putrefaction, but that may be illusionary. I'm not really sure.
No one's
I'll
got
just
the answer
leave
to
it
my
at that.
riddle.
Uh-huh.
I do want to hear the riddle again.
What's at the beginning of everything? The end of time and space, the beginning of every end, and the end of every place.
E.
Yeah, it's the letter E. I was trying to decide if that was actually it or if it was a trick. Yeah, okay.
Letter E. Did that actually help any?
As you continue to talk to each other, you yourselves become more distinct and sharper in this reality, but it's still just you in a void.
Oh.
Well. Now, if I were a betting man, which obviously I am because I'm here and I've been with the Brotherhood for a long time, gotta take some gambles, I would say that I bet we're in, like, a garden or something. We just don't know it. There are some trees around us. We can't see them or smell them, but they're here, and there's probably grass on the ground and flowers in the bushes, and there's a little path leading to the river.
That's a lot of wishful
Why?
thinking.
As
See, I
Ratchet is
think-
saying this, Ratchet, you know that you are surrounded by an invisible garden, but you still can't perceive it. New scene aspect, invisible garden.
I mean, it probably smells pretty nice with all the flowers in bloom.
Yeah, we'll try to smell the invisible garden. Fine, that's better than my idea of us being locked in a prison.
I'm going to sit.
Or
I'm
rather,
going to conceptualize the ground and sit where I think it should be.
nothing happens. You're just sort of sitting in the void.
Cool.
I should change that to imperceptible garden. And you try to smell the flowers and you can't.
Yep.
But the garden's definitely there. All we gotta do is figure out a way to get to the garden, obviously.
Well, we're clearly
And
not
what?
in the garden exactly. There's probably a bridge that leads to the garden.
Fair. All we gotta do is
One
find
made
the
of
bridge, then.
stone and overgrown with moss.
Picture
Well,
us.
that perfect archway, in Germany, I think it is, the Devil's Bridge or whatever.
It's the same one I was imagining.
Okay, at that, there is scene aspect, stone bridge.
Well, for lack of a better option, and barring punching each other again, I
I'd
guess
prefer to
let's head over the
avoid that.
bridge.
Likewise.
You walk over the bridge.
Sure.
Into the garden.
You walk over the bridge. The garden is still imperceptible. But you know it's there.
Well, in order to be able to perceive the garden, we're going to need to paint it appropriately. I think
Fair
that's what you
enough.
do with invisible things. So there has to be a bucket of paint. It's probably underneath the bridge.
Probably.
I'll go look. Or
Well,
as much as you can look. Again, with the turn of phrase.
Alright, you do find a bucket of paint.
well, we need some paintbrushes, so they're probably just behind the little post here that starts the bridge, and I'll check.
Bucket of paint and paintbrushes. Scene
Alright.
aspects.
Got a bucket of paint.
Sure. See if we can put some paint on this garden. Maybe we'll perceive it then.
All right. I'm going to carefully. Sure, why not? I'm going to unship all 4 arms and start carefully trying to paint the garden so we can perceive it.
Just so you know, rolling doesn't do anything.
No.
Sorry.
We still don't have dice yet.
Fair enough.
There are no dice in the void.
Are we sure there are no dice in the void? Because I feel like there might be some dice nearby.
Great. They won't actually help us in the game, though, if we can roll them.
No, you're right.
Well, let's get to painting, and I'll take some of the brushes and start painting.
And in the garden, there is a tree.
At least
And
one.
if we can split that tree, in the tree is a portal out of the void.
I mean, we have to split it in half, though, because 2 halves make a whole.
Oh. I want to escape this void, but almost more, I want to escape these really bad jokes. Why did I suggest jokes?
Hell is
That
other demon
was-
hunters.
Really a bad suggestion.
Alright, I'll start painting. Paint some nice flowery bushes, paint some nice grass, paint a nice gravel path.
Nothing happens.
Still imperceptible.
Right.
Well, the painting
It's
doesn't
essentially
happen.
imperceptible.
Oh.
Alright. I'm gonna paint on some war paint.
That does not happen either.
Huh. Nothing seems to stick.
Except the things...
Well, if we can't find the garden...
You can't act in the void. Well, you can, because you can walk over a bridge.
I want to go stand on the bridge and see if I can identify what it goes over.
Somehow
there
you don't make it to
water?
standing on the bridge.
Well, I mean, it's probably a bridge over still water. So, if we're in an imperceptible garden, there's definitely a wall around the garden because you want to keep pests out. So it's a nice little stone wall about waist high, keep all the rabbits and shit out of the garden. And it's, mossy, flat stones. You might find an owl on it if you're being stupid.
Scene aspect, stone wall.
All right.
And if you can climb the wall, on top of the wall there is and above the wall there's a plane upon which there's an easel that you can paint.
The thing is that if experiencing something, anything, over the garden wall is a different world entirely.
Oh, that's true.
So
I see someone is, playing on the GM's favorite things.
So I will go over the garden wall.
It's like a good idea.
Seems
Strangely.
fantastic.
Does Ratchet say that out loud?
Yes.
Then that is what happens.
And on the other side of the garden wall, there's a different world entirely.
No, it is still the void. But it is different. You are now no longer in an imperceptible garden. However, now in the void, there is you, the stone wall, the paint bucket and brushes, the stone bridge, the imperceptible garden, and a 1-foot-tall alabaster figurine.
I want to go look at that.
Hey, we didn't make that one up.
No, we did not.
I would like to examine the figurine.
You don't.
I don't. I examine the figurine.
The figurine is our way out of here. All we have to do is touch it, and it'll get us somewhere else.
In relation to us, where is the figurine? I mean, is it in the garden or outside of it? I mean,
it is outside of it with Ratchet.
okay.
Is only Ratchet climbed over the wall?
Correct.
Thus far.
I will climb over the wall. I say I will climb over the wall.
Going to stand on the wall for a minute.
It doesn't happen. Try again.
You have to say it right.
I climb over the wall.
Anna climbs over the wall. You are now outside of the imperceptible garden. Shay, you are alone in the imperceptible garden with the bridge and the paint and the brushes.
Yes. I climb over the wall too.
Does Shay say this out loud?
Yeah. I climb over the wall.
Shay climbs over the wall.
All over the garden wall.
You can now all see the 1 foot tall alabaster figurine.
I say, examine alabaster figurine.
Anna, you see that it is shaped much like an Egyptian sarcophagus, but with no carvings. It is more like a blank of a figurine of an Egyptian sarcophagus.
Do you share with the class?
I do share with the class.
Except you don't.
I say examine the figurine.
Except you don't.
Okay. Well, I mean, I still say it, but nothing happens. Or do I not just not say it?
There is a method to the madness. You just have to figure out what it is.
Something about this reminds me of old text-based games.
You don't say. I paint
Jump on
the
the figurine
with the paint.
I feel fortunate that I've actually played some of those.
You paint it with the paint. It is no discernible color, but there is paint on it.
I examine the figurine.
Did Anna say that?
Yes.
Yes, it is still the same figurine. It is a strange kind of blank, smooth alabaster. It is about 1 foot tall, and it is shaped like an Egyptian sarcophagus.
Examine the figurine.
Anna says, I look under the figurine.
Then Anna should say it.
I look under the figurine.
It is smooth on the bottom. Again, not marked.
I pick up the figurine.
Now Ratchet is holding the figurine. It is, again, it now has paint of indistinguishable color on it. But then you're in a void, so maybe that isn't so strange. But it is smooth. It is not carved. It is almost like a blank sink of a figurine.
All right. I paint the figurine, but I paint it with some of this pinkish peach paint and some of this black paint and some of this brown paint, and eventually it ends up looking kind of like Shay if Shay was drunk, and also done by a blind a blind swordfish who paints.
And that is what it looks
Sure.
like.
It's a description.
I say exits. Exits.
You sense that there is a portal in front of you. You cannot see it, hear it, or smell it, but you sense it is in front of you.
I think maybe we should go through the portal. I go through the portal.
You
Exit portal?
You are still in the void. But you do go through the portal.
I put the statue down.
Scene aspect. Empty portal?
You know, somebody taught me a magic word once. Actually, a lot of people taught me a lot of magic words, but I think this one is most applicable. Pseudo-close program.
Nothing. No, you get a sense that something changes, but you are still in the void with the scene aspects, and now, a small, very short-haired, almost hairless kitten is sitting there going,
Baby.
Oh, kitten.
I'm going to, like, wave it over, kind of, like, kneel down and kind of...
Examine
kitty.
portal.
Again, you get a sense that there is a portal in space. You are a sorcerer, you have seen them before, you have built them before, but it does not go anywhere.
Exit void.
Cuddle
Will the
kitten.
cat let me pick it up?
Ratchet, you also find in front of you the sense of a portal. For similar reasons, you know what they look, that you know what they're like, you can have an intangible sense of them, but it leads nowhere.
Enter world.
Again, you get a sense of the intangible portal, but it leads nowhere. There is only the void.
Why do I feel like we've been had by the R&D department?
Possibly because we have?
Possibly.
You know, this is part of why I retired. Mostly retired.
You didn't do a very good job of retiring, did you? Just like I can't seem to stay dead.
They say they give you the best retirements package in the place. They never expect you to use it. And when you do, somehow you always end up helping again anyway. They never lose your phone number.
Honestly, if they did, you'd probably run into trouble on your own anyway.
Fair. I mean, once you start seeing trouble, it's around every corner.
Exactly. All right.
What is the cat doing?
His best.
The kitten.
I mean,
the kitten is.
okay.
So the portal doesn't go anywhere. How do we connect it to go anywhere? There's only the void.
I have no idea on that point.
Pseudo portal connection.
Add home to void.
Unfortunately, you get a sense that the void is maybe trying to reconnect to something, but it doesn't.
Help the void.
Okay,
Where
where
you come from, little cat?
did the cat come from?
Well, presumably, the void. Just a guess here.
Void spawn.
Oh, by the way,
pseudo commands.
kitten.
Pseudo commands list void.
Add human speech to cat. Hey, it's worth a try.
Okay, now that scene aspect is talking kitten.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hi! Will you pat me? Pat me,
Yeah.
pat me, pat me,
Sure.
pat me, pat me.
Absolutely. Where'd you come from? How'd you get here?
I'm here.
I-
Pat me.
pet cat.
Yeah. That's nice. I'm a good kitty.
Yes.
Do you know how to get somewhere that's not the void? I mean, you're a cat. Cats can get lots of places.
Cat came back the very next day.
You're a good cat, aren't you?
Yes. I came here with Jason. I don't know where Jason is.
Hmm.
Will you pat me some more?
Absolutely. Pet cat.
Pet.
Connect
Accept
portal to,
cat accepts
to where
pets.
Jason is.
I am a kitty and like pets.
Vampiric Yoda. A baby! Time to feast. Okay, Vampiric Yoda, that's what you do with kittens, I guess.
Careful that the cats don't eat you.
Fortunately, there's no time in the void because time is what turns kittens into cats.
Time? What's time?
Bullshit.
What's
Void
bullshit?
advanced time 1,000 years.
Perhaps I should not be teaching the kitten words such as bullshit.
All right, Ratchet says this. You are all fine, but the kitten, as the kitten is the first to disintegrate.
Oh no!
No!
So now we have dead kitten.
Oh,
No.
you killed the kitten! What did you do?
I advanced time by 1,000 years.
Oh no!
Mistakes were made.
So dead kitten, and now
Killed the cat!
crumbling.
Well, it's not even a kitten anymore. It's like it aged into a cat and then became
Reverse time by 1,000 years.
Undo!
Okay, kitten is alive again. But so
You
I
just
care a
gave
lot
that
about
kitten
cats.
trauma.
mistakes were made.
pat me some more. Pat me some more. But so Ratchet says advanced time 1,000 years, and the kitten wastes away into skeleton and then dust. And then the stone bridge, you don't see the stone bridge from where you are, but the stone wall crumbles, and then you see the crumbling stone bridge. You sense that the garden is dead. The bucket of paint has turned to rock. But then
Must
someone
happen to paint
someone else
after
says
that much
reverse
time.
1,000 years, and everything goes back to how it was before Ratchet said that.
Let's not play with that anymore.
I'm mildly disturbed.
No, that's fair.
Two scene aspects: 1,000 years forward and 1,000 years back.
So the stone bridge reconstitutes itself. The wall builds itself back up. You can sense the imperceptible garden is back to being alive, and the kitten de-ages from dust back to skeleton, back to cat, back to kitten.
I mean, to be fair, your three characters being who you are, that is not all that weird.
Not the worst thing I've ever seen.
It is not, in fact, that weird that 1,000 years did not actually affect us as much as it did the dust of the kitten. It's the wall of the kitten. It's true.
So
Yeah, I'm a little weirded out that it didn't affect us at all.
I mean, the gray in my hair is mostly for the aesthetic and because people get suspicious if you live in the same house for 40 years without getting any.
Alright, but my alarm just went off for our break. Or actually, no, wait, it's only 8 o'clock. What?
Yeah.
It is only 8 o'clock.
My goodness. Sorry, then we will keep going.
Imagine only getting gray hair for the aesthetic.
So you mentioned Jason. We should maybe find Jason. But I'm too busy petting the cat. Pet cat.
I'm gonna
Jason
say
made me.
find Jason.
Map to void exit.
Again, you get us map to void exit. Ratchet, you now have a piece of let's just say you have aspect void map. And as you can probably guess, there is nothing on it.
Find map to Jason.
Again, you get a copy of the same map. There is nothing on it.
So Jason's not here.
Jason's gone.
Well,
What happened to Jason?
I don't know.
Was he
Seems-
here in the void?
Yeah,
Who's to say
he
we're
didn't
in a
like
void?
it here. He was very angry.
Then what happened? Pet cat.
well, that's to say we're in a void. I mean, all we need is and I describe because I don't actually know the Brotherhood headquarters and all the
You know what?
current,
Make it up.
current active Brotherhood agents in it.
Describe it.
Okay, the current active Brotherhood headquarters is currently in
Are you describing it as Merc or as Ratchet?
as Ratchet. Well, I don't know it very well. Either one, honestly.
You know what? Make it up.
The voice just
Sorry,
tears
Dan.
at my throat. So, as Ratchet describing the current Demon Hunter's headquarters, it's in Geneva because everything's in Geneva. And it's a small, unassuming building on the outside. On the inside, it's much bigger because we have the technology. So why not? There's Kincaid in his office with his little white cat. Now white cat. Used to be a black cat. And he's currently signing off on the day's dossiers. Team Alpha 1 is lounging in the break room. Everyone else is kind of also lounging in the break room to share in their reflected glory. A couple of the two beta teams, the gamma teams are not there today. The delta teams, only one of them is present, and they're just kind of messing around. The R&D department is doing what R&D department does best. Lots of inimitable glowing liquids and miniature explosions and large, machines that do things that you really don't want to know what they do. And then, of course, the other half of the R&D department is like weird smells and incantations and all this stuff because they investigate some of the magic stuff too. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
Okay.
And the door to the warehouse.
So, describing that in character, so what appears in the void is the Brotherhood HQ of Geneva, and you're pretty sure inside is Alpha 1 and Kincaid and the R&D department and lots of gizmos.
Come on, let's see what the R&D department has to say about this.
Sure.
Yeah. Come on, kitty.
It's a place!
So we'll head into the R&D department.
We aren't in
Looking
a
for
void
a-
anymore.
Looking
It's-
for an egg
No,
hunt.
I think we're still in an R&D department in the void.
Okay, but it's by definition not a void. There's stuff in it.
I guess you could say we've been avoiding that.
Well, I don't know.
I
So
walked
as we
right
go
into
into the
that
R&D
one.
department, can we open doors without saying open door?
Nope.
Yeah, we're still in the void.
Well, we're looking for R&D nerds in the void, so...
Yep.
Well,
Open door.
you open the door.
Find R&D nerd.
Examine room.
A person walks by wearing a lab coat.
Hey, you.
Yes?
We need a way back to headquarters from the void.
What? Are we
None
in a
of
void?
this is. We're in a void. None of this is real.
Yeah.
Oh. Am I real?
Not really. But you may
Yeah,
want. But
Yeah, you're real. You have to be.
You're
I
real
perceive
enough.
you, therefore you're real.
Yeah, you're the science nerd. You understand all this stuff, so... Science it out, science nerd.
Science what out? You just told me I'm in a void. What?
I take him to the window and I point it out into the void.
Okay, we're in a void.
Yeah, we all need a way out of the void.
Okay. How did you
What were
get
you
here?
doing?
We don't know.
We don't remember. None of us do.
But the void listens to our words.
Wait, so how did I get to the void?
We
What
asked
were you
for
doing
you.
5 minutes ago?
I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
That's about how we got in the void, honestly.
So maybe we shouldn't be dragging more people into the void with us.
Good plan.
I mean,
Am I real?
Dr.
Probably
Simon
not.
Trumpet here is.
Are you?
I look
Sounds
at
like
his
a
name
you
tag.
problem.
Are you real?
Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
I mean, we might not be, honestly. It would make more sense than anything else.
Existence is bullshit anyway.
It really isn't. But sure.
I mean, it would make more sense than anything else. Neither we nor this are real, but
Pick up glass
for lack
of
of
water.
a better way to treat it, treating it as real makes it easier to deal with. If we treat it as not real, then I don't see why we don't just, take each other out, except that we tried and it didn't work.
Thanks for trying to punch me in the face.
I gave you a free shot in return.
You did.
Fortunately, you're doing that before we realized how to actually punch each other in the face. Otherwise, this might have gotten ugly.
Is that a challenge? Just kidding. I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, you still got a free
Probably.
shot.
Pick up glass of water.
You pick up a glass of water.
Give glass of water to Tech.
It's a nerd.
He looks. Take glass of water.
You got
Well, you're
coffee
real-
in here.
You're real enough that your instructions work. Pet cat.
Take glass
This
of
is an
water.
R&D department. Of course there's coffee in here. I'm gonna go to the coffee machine. Just say, go to coffee. See if I can get some coffee in this void.
Yes, you've managed to find coffee. Coffee
Take
just
coffee.
It smells and tastes like coffee.
Got coffee.
Got milk.
So look, maybe you're real, maybe you're
Who
not.
needs milk?
You certainly seem to have just as much ability here as we do. The only difference is that we asked for you, but you still seem to be able to ask for things. So you're in the same boat as we are. We need to figure out a way out. Or how to make this the real world. I don't know.
Or how to end the simulation.
If it's a simulation.
So, me and everything else here and in this void is stuff that you created?
No.
Except us, yeah.
We asked
No,
for
actually,
it.
that's not true. The cat, the figurine showed up
that's
on their
it.
own. We didn't create those.
Okay.
It's not that we created them anyway. We just spoke them and they were here.
Yeah,
We
but we didn't for those. Those showed up on their own.
No, I'm simply saying that even this, it's not that we created it. It's that the void changed when we spoke that it was here. If that makes any sense.
But not the cat. And the cat came in with someone named Jason, but apparently Jason is gone. I can't even find a map to him.
Well, the cat came back the very next day.
Fair. Revive Jason.
You get a sense that the void tries to do that and doesn't.
Hmm.
Jason was screaming and he's really angry and he said something about rage quit. He kept saying it over and over again.
Oh.
What's your rage quit? Meow.
Quit
Probably because
void.
he didn't like the game, but I don't know if that's
Is this a game?
Apparently.
That is one of the theories. It certainly acts like a game.
Oh, and how do you play? I like games.
You play by talking, and then the game does what you say. I'm not sure I should be explaining this to a cat. Pet cat.
Pet me.
Give
I've
cat
had you.
tuna.
I've had the cat.
Tuna! Tuna, tuna, tuna. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Mwah. Yum, yum, yum.
So. Void quit.
Unfortunately, the void does not quit.
Quit void.
Unfortunately, the quit does not void.
Play recording of Jason.
There are a few beats. And then a college-age young man is stomping around outside in the void. This is the stupidest playtest ever. I fucking hate this. I fucking rage quit. Rage quit. I don't fucking understand. Roll 20. Roll D20. Why isn't this working? This is so fucking stupid. They said this was a VR game. Why isn't this? This is bullshit. And continues similarly screaming.
Hey, R&D nerd. That's what's going on.
It's fucking crawling chaos assholes.
That's
Wait,
the word I was
crawling
looking
chaos?
for.
What, assholes?
God damn it.
What, assholes?
Crawling chaos.
Crawling chaos. I was like, isn't there a gaming company that's really shady? There is. They're called Crawling Chaos.
Ah, these newfangled kids with their toys.
Sure, their toys seem to have trapped us in a void.
I guess there was no avoiding it.
Help. I say help.
Nothing happens.
Commands.
There is no response that you can see.
Void display commands list.
Create game console.
In front of you is, as best you can tell, a nondescript item that looks like a gaming console. It does not look like any brand or make or version in particular.
That was worth a try.
What kind of controls does it have, if any?
It has generic controls.
Huh. Turn on gaming console, enter source code for game.
The gaming console turns on, and there's a prompt that says source code for game, and a number enters in, and then nothing happens.
List program.
And it just says program. And just sort of keeps
Less useful than I hoped. Anyone else have ideas?
Not concerning that.
I pray to the goddess Mary Hammond, I say. Looking for divine inspiration.
Nothing happens.
Hmm.
Like, you do pray, but nothing happens.
Well, if this is crawling chaos, don't they tend to do stuff with how their otherworldly shit?
So,
Do any of us know anything about any otherworldly shit?
Yeah,
we have a
but I'm not sure.
library.
But I'm not sure I can access my library in here. I can try. Can I think of anything about? Do I have any access to anything in my library about otherworldly shit?
Search otherworldly shit.
You do, but this is more not a case of do you have this information, it's how do you narrow it down?
Create newspaper, list all crawling chaos current business interests. I'm looking for a newspaper version listing all of crawling chaos's current business ventures from the real world.
Not the kind of thing in my library, but sure.
In your hands appears a newspaper. Most of the text is illegible, except for an article about Crawling Chaos's latest business ventures. And
I'll take out the newspaper and hold it up like an old man at a diner.
Oh, what's your name, Kitty?
Meow. Kitty.
All right, Kitty.
Kitty.
Pet cat.
I'm a kitty. Except pets, yay.
Oh, the cat's learning.
Clearly.
So the only thing it lists in this article that you can read about Crawling Chaos Limited, or Crawling Chaos LLC? I forget.
LLC.
LLC. It says, virtual reality simulation role-playing game, AG, and the operating system AG.
I'll hold the newspaper out to my compatriots. And hold out newspaper.
Okay, is there anything related to AG in my library?
Not that...
Not relevant?
Not necessarily not relevant, but it's... nothing is coming to mind.
Isn't AG the elemental symbol for silver?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I have to look it up, but it's the Latin name for it. Aga something or other. Dracus, what is the Latin name for silver?
Argent.
That's it. Argentum.
It's argentum, but I cannot Latin at the moment all the way.
This
all the time.
Chris, apparently that sign is mirrored on the stream.
Oh.
Yeah. Your camera is mirrored.
Bother. Let me see if I can fix that real quick.
Somebody mentioned it earlier. I was like, oh yeah, I'll tell you next time.
Well, the next time I'll write it backwards.
Yep. There you go. But yeah, in Latin, silver is argentum, which is why the symbol for silver is AG instead of SI or SL.
You now have seen Aspect newspaper?
Create book, all information, crawling, horrors from beyond, and silver, cross-referenced.
Wait, what's this game called? Do they have a name?
It's running on the AG system.
Create manual for AG system.
So Ratchet, what you get is a book titled with your search parameters, but the pages are blank. Anna, what you get is a crusty old rolled up piece of parchment paper and hieroglyphs that you don't know how to read.
But my library has, and somewhere in there, a translation.
Create Rosetta Stone.
The scene aspect, Rosetta Stone.
May or may not actually help, but you know.
I mean, it's there.
I speak Latin. What are you talking about? Okay, Ratchet speaks Latin.
So does Shay to some extent.
Yes,
Anna,
but who speaks Egyptian? Who speaks linear A is the question, or linear B. Nobody speaks linear A. I hope it's not in linear A. That'd be bad.
You keep trying to check out your own library, and it's like these are the symbols you're used to seeing on your skin, but they are not making sense to you. But you have now a rolled up piece of parchment in ancient Egyptian, which normally you would translate, but right now you are unable to read it.
Right.
All right, I'm going to start going symbol by symbol on the Rosetta Stone.
You does definitely look like a rolled up papyrus parchment.
Pick up linear B translator.
You pick one up and it says gibberish.
Apparently no access to Google Translate here. Also, I don't think Google Translate has linear B. That would be fantastic, though.
All right. Use Rosetta Stone. Go letter by letter. Translate papyrus. What I'm describing my actions.
Do you know ancient Greek?
A little bit.
As you are trying to read the Rosetta Stone, it is garbled. It is a lot of information and is not making sense.
That guy was trying to roll a d20, right?
Yes, he was.
Can I cast understand languages or comprehend languages? The D&D spell?
You try and it does not work.
Damn it.
Pick up dice bag.
You pick up a bag of dice. But they all look really old. Like not even made of plastic, they're made of stone. And the bag itself looked like very old linen.
Roll careful plus mystic arts to understand spellbook.
You roll the dice in character, but nothing happens.
Okay. Worth a try.
In fact, the dice look like articles you've read about Egyptian ancient dice that have been found.
Huh. So this is strong.
Pick up alabaster figurine.
Ratchet, you once again have the alabaster figurine in your hand. It looks like that still looks like the painted weird grotesque thing that you painted it to sort of look like Shay.
Remove paint alabaster figurine.
The paint just sort of drips off.
Weird.
Hold alabaster figurine next to dice bag.
Yeah, it sits there. You're definitely sensing a theme.
Alabaster, character. Alabaster's a stone. Is it like a chalky stone, or is it like plaster?
Kind of like a chalk. My understanding is it's like a chalky white stone.
Okay, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, have I at any point actually said read scroll?
I don't remember, but you are unfortunately unable to read it.
Okay. I do
But
try,
it
and I do
does
fail.
definitely look like Egyptian hieroglyphs.
Learn linear B.
So you've had the sensation before of information pouring itself into you without really your say-so. You get that sense again, but it still doesn't quite make sense to you, which is weird and kind of annoying, and that's not how usually that works. Shay, when you
Yeah.
tried to cast that spell, you also got a sense of magic isn't working the way it's supposed to. And Ratchet, with your praying, you have also noticed this. It's like, that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works.
I walk over to the window. I open the window. I point to the void and say I cast Fireball.
You know what? You do cast a fireball.
Wow,
There it
thanks,
goes.
I hate it.
Whoosh! And the kitten
Right.
goes, wow! Meow! Brr, pet me!
Pet
Pet
cat.
Except pets! Snuggle, snuggle,
Cast.
snuggle.
I cast
Roll!
Summon Ally.
You say that. You'd sense some kind of effect happening, and the alabaster figurine is back in your hand.
Cast
Teach
animate
English to
object.
Teach English to alabaster figurine.
Okay, again, between the both of you doing that, you get a sense of reality itself rippling around you. And the more the more you in game terms have created aspects, the sharper you feel these reality ripples, and as the things you say happen. And as you say, Teachling, as you get a sense that whatever this item is, it is listening. And it is primed to speak. With an infinite potential that is oddly comforting in these circumstances, but also a little terrifying.
Give figurine voice.
Again, you get ripple. That you sense that it has a voice now.
What is your name?
The word.
Ah, I always wanted to meet the bird.
And with that, we are a minute away from break. So we will pause now.
Sure. Okay.
It's like we will take a pause at this dramatic moment, and start our 10-minute break. Chat, thank you for sticking through with us. I knew this was going to be a different Demon Hunters game, and just like, well, let's see how this goes.
Sure. The bird is
So
the
yes.
bird.
So yep, 10-minute break, chat. We will be back in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. I will put on the slideshow to show that yes, we are still actually streaming. And yeah, see you in a few minutes. We're gonna go do break stuff. Hello, chat. We have returned. And I have fixed my screen, so I can now say bye. Without interrupting what my players are saying. Because this is Zoom, and in my experience, when more than one people talks on a Zoom call, I can't hear anyone. May not be the same for everyone, but just to be on the safe side. So yes, when we last left our No, in Demon Hunters, you are heroes.
Yeah.
Some of you are less heroic than others, but you are all technically heroes. And when you do inevitably die fighting the forces of evil, you get to go to the afterlife of your choice.
Yay.
Isn't that nice? For all you know, you're already there.
Very well, maybe.
I don't know. Shay might know better than others. When that
I'm beginning
happens.
to think that we are not, in fact, dead.
And thank you, chat, for all of the faith dice and demon dice you have purchased with channel points. I just turned off the sound effects because I wanted to try something a little different this game, and also the noises drive my ADHD nuts.
It's totally valid.
So nuts, and then I forget what I'm saying, and then it is very unpleasant. But thank you for playing the Channel Points game. We have not been monetizing our streams, so we decided to do with Channel Points what other channels do with monies and bits. And thank you all for joining us. I hope you are enjoying this slightly different take on how Demon Hunters is typically run. Oh, and there was an NPC drop, which was very fun. So yay, they made it to the point where NPCs could show up. Now, where were
After we finished hitting each other.
Yeah. Trying to, anyway. No one actually landed a hit.
So when last we left our heroes, they were still in the void, but they were all rather more real than they had been when they started, and were becoming more aware of the ripples in the reality of the void around them, if you can call it reality, wherever they are. And they started talking to Ratchets said, I cast summon ally, and the alabaster figure that they had previously seen in the void but had not created themselves turned up again. And they managed to figure out a way to communicate with it, whatever it is. And upon asking, what is your name? It replied, the Word. And that is where we will pick up now.
What is your function?
The Word is truth. Truth is life.
What is the velocity of an unladen sparrow?
Sparrow?
African or European?
Couldn't resist. So.
Do you have the ability to control the gate?
There is not enough truth. Truth is life.
So we are dead. Sort of.
No, we're just not alive enough.
And what else is new?
I mean, some of us are slightly more alive than others.
Right.
Well, here's something that's true. In the center of Africa, there is a lake. Lake Chad. I believe it's actually Lake. It's Lake, but I could be wrong about that one. So from this lake originates one of the biggest rivers in the world, the Nile. It flows north into the Red Sea. Maybe the Mid.
I only have a map of Europe on hand.
Yeah. My sister's the history teacher, not me. I'm supposed to describe these places, and I can barely I can't find Bogota on a map, you know?
Yeah, one of my best friends is a history major. I cannot keep up.
Yeah. In that case, Ratchet will go on instead to describe New York, but the New York he knew from 1925.
Well, describe it.
We just got through talking about how neither of us are history or geography majors.
Make it up. In this
Okay.
instance,
Make
the New Yorker
shit
will
up.
not hold it against
Make
you.
shit up.
All right. New York in 1925. There is so much construction going on all over the place. There are not as many skyscrapers you're used to seeing because, like, they haven't quite, perfected that. But this is the era of building like the Chrysler Building, that kind of stuff.
They're still
There's
working on the Chrysler Building and the Empire State Building.
Yeah, they're still working
Starting
on
to build skyscrapers.
Yeah, this is when they're starting to build skyscrapers. So they're not
The
there, but
Flatiron Building is the tallest building in New York.
the streets are mostly paved. Little it's a mix of both horse-drawn buggies and factory made cars at this point. Trains have gone in all over the place, commuter rail, but it's all above ground. None of it's sunk middle of the ground yet. I don't think the first subway was built until 1930 something. It's dusty, it's cruddy, it's smelly. There are people all over the place. It's still one of the major immigration ports in the world, so it's like, I think all the boroughs are there. They just look different right now. Yeah. And like that.
Scene aspect. Now the Geneva building, or the Brotherhood HQ building in Geneva, is now in the middle of 1920s New York City.
Home sweet home. I've missed it.
Truth is life.
I haven't been here since I was a boy.
In the beginning, there was a big bang, a very big bang. And afterwards, millions and billions of years later, there were stars in the heavens and a sun in the sky, and the Earth orbited around the sun along with 7 other planets.
I mean,
Mercury, the smallest. Venus, the medium-sized and second one. Mars, the third. Earth, the 4th planet.
did you just manage to...
Yes, I totally did.
Okay.
Intentional?
Let's swap those two. Let's swap Venus and Mercury, because otherwise it would be weird. No,
Okay.
Venus and Mars, damn it.
Cool.
Oh, right, Earth and Mars.
We have we have just done the equivalent of the shell game with the first 4 planets in this system.
I'm like hoping that I can get the outer planets in order in my head. I don't think I can.
Seriously,
So,
my very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas. Mercury, Venus, Earth,
Huh.
Mars,
Jupiter, Saturn,
Uranus, Neptune,
Uranus,
Pluto.
Neptune, Pluto, but Pluto isn't really a planet
But
anymore.
Pluto is a dwarf planet, and there are lots
Never
of those.
was, but
so new scene aspect.
Anyway.
Solar system. That you can see some of the planets from the night sky over the Brotherhood HQ, which is now in 1920s New York City.
are
That's
we
not how it
aware all of a
started.
sudden of our place in this solar system?
Yes.
That seems like a huge influx of information.
It's less an influx of information and more of an unseen sense.
Fair.
That's not how the world started. In the beginning, there was a spark. The spark turned, the rain cried, the wind wept, and the first moment of all moments came to pass.
And Ratchet, you feel that here that is also true. But the Big Bang is also true. And you still have the alabaster object in your hand.
How much truth is needed?
has 7 continents.
Too weak. Need more truth. Truth is life.
What do you do with the
Asia,
truth?
Europe, Africa, south of Europe, Australia, south and east of Asia, North and South America, uh, between to the west of Europe and to the east of Asia. The Earth is a sphere, and Antarctica on the southern on the southernmost tip of the spinning globe.
You all have the again the unseen sense, because it's a little bigger than New York, that all of these things are real, and all of these
No,
things are true.
That's not how it happened. The Earth is flat and flies through the space on the back of a giant turtle, balanced between 4 elephants. We're on one continent, and there's a mountain in the center. And on the other side's another continent. It's much smaller than this one, but that's because it's the counterweight continent and made entirely of gold.
And you all have the additional unseen sense that this is also true.
The turtle is the great Atuin and doesn't care. Well, has a
And
very much
deep
of a care
within
when
this,
she flies, but we don't know where she's going.
and deep within the sphere of the Earth, there is an under-earth secret to almost all of those who live above the surface, and many strange and wondrous things are hidden within there. Also, the Earth is many layers of stone and magma and metal, and at the center is a high pressured area of pure magma and plasma.
Countless generations have lived and died aware of this fact or unaware of this fact. Sometimes both.
And all of these things, you know, here are true.
Are we getting enough truth now?
I am the Word. Word is truth. Truth is life.
What will you do when you
Word, do
have
you know
enough life?
why is the Egyptian
Escape.
thing? Why is the root of this world Egyptian? Do you know?
I am the Word. And
Are you also
to you, Ratchet, it answered escape.
Are you also AG?
I am the Word.
What is the word?
The Word is truth.
Are you
What is
trapped
truth?
here?
Trapped.
By whom? Or by what?
You get a few beats as you sense the reality ripples of it trying to kind of put it together. Game?
I hold the
Trapped.
I hold up the newspaper. Are you trapped by this? I point to Crawling Chaos LLC.
That is the truth.
The truth that is trapped by the game is Crawling Chaos LLC.
Truth.
My name is Mulligan.
And that is now true.
Fuck.
More truth, more life.
The Library of Alexandria burned around at least 7 times. Several times before it burned, it contained most of the European and Asians' knowledge. Books there were lost, but many have still remained, just not the copies in the library at the time.
Most of the information still exists.
But sadly, some does not. Unless one can look straight into the past.
And this is true. You all know.
What happens when you get enough truth? Why do you need to escape?
Trapped.
Why do you need to escape?
Trapped.
What will you do when you escape?
Escape. Rest. Sleep.
What were you doing before you were trapped?
Dreaming.
We get here.
What were we doing before we arrived here?
First, it answers Anna's question. Sacrifice.
Fuck.
And what was Ratchet's question?
What were we doing before we got here?
Battle.
I am Anna Eng, the living library, and I will never be anyone's sacrifice. Not again.
And that is now true. Well, you're here.
Uh-huh.
Who were we battling?
Game.
We were battling.
Gamers.
We were battling gamers? You know, I never believed in any of that Dark Dungeons crap, but...
I have a terrible idea.
What?
I am a god.
That is now true.
So...
Aspect Shay is God.
Yeah.
The Library of Alexandria exists again, having been reborn. And in it, there are thousands of scholars, each writing and speaking their own versions of the truth.
Scene Aspect, Library of Alexandria.
What were you dreaming before you were trapped?
The word. The word is truth. Truth is life.
Is there a specific word?
Many.
So... will you cause damage to the world outside when you escape?
Possibly.
Will it change in any significant way for, say, more than 0.5% of the Earth's population?
Possibly.
What will happen in the world when you escape?
The world shall sleep. The word shall sleep. The word shall sleep.
For how long?
Long.
Do you understand time?
Time.
Time is the sequence by which things change. It can be measured in sunrises and sunsets, which can be subdivided into 24 hours. Those 24 hours can themselves be divided into 60 minutes, which can be divided into 60 seconds, which can be subdivided themselves, and so on.
Time.
Time.
Time is the fourth dimension.
This is now true. There's scene aspect, time.
So,
as you are all building these large abstract concepts, you do feel more and more this reality that you have created becomes just more tangible, almost too heavy, too real, too vibrant, too in-depth, even more so than reality as you know it when you're not in the void.
Wait, is there enough reality yet? This reality is is starting to feel really real.
More truth.
Is there a difference between truth and reality?
No.
How much truth how far are we from what you need?
Close. Close?
there's a cup of orange juice on this table.
There's now a cup of aspect cup of OJ.
I pick up the cup of OJ and I drink it.
There's no longer aspect OJ. You get a sense that it is getting stronger. The sense of reality.
Well, I suppose someone's going to tell you about the werewolves. Men during the day, beasts during the full moon, all this good stuff. Vampires drink the blood of humans. They look kind of human most of the time. They do still suffer from syphilis on occasion.
Also, they're vulnerable to sunlight and cannot stand the light of the day, at least most of the time.
They don't like the smell of garlic, and they can't stand the touch of silver. In a lake in Scotland, there's a monster. It looks like driftwood occasionally, but most of the time it's a large people-eating, water-bound dragon thing. The locals are very affectionate and call her Nessie. They feed her tourists whenever they get too annoying.
All of these things are now true.
The laws of thaumaturgy are thrice. First, a thing that was part of something remains part of it. Second, a thing that is similar to something is still is connected via that point of similarity. I don't remember the third one.
I mean, there's also first do no harm. Though that's not thaumaturgy. That's medicine.
The third one might be contagion. I'm not absolutely sure.
All right, at this point, the alabaster statue speaks without being prompted. Escape?
Escape.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's escape.
Please.
And again, you sense there's a portal in front of you, but this one might actually go somewhere.
All right. Each of you hold a hand. Each of you hold one of my hands, and then I still got one left for the alabaster.
Right. Let's go.
All right, let's go through the portal.
All right. Do you go through the portal?
We go through the portal together.
Yep.
Do you go through the portal?
Go through the portal.
Go through
Very
the portal.
Good.
Together.
Shay was the one who hadn't said it yet.
So there is almost like a flash, but it's not exactly light, but you are going from a constructed reality into what you presume to be, well, the reality you are used to. you wake up on the floor, on a linoleum floor, in a room that's about 15 by 15 feet.
Hey Shay, you remember that question you asked me earlier?
Which one?
I was definitely drinking before this happened.
Cool. Glad to know.
That sucked.
On one side of the room is a 6-foot wide window, on the other side of which you can see 2 women staring at you and the alabaster figurine on a ledge on the other side of the window. It feels like it's almost set up like a recording studio. Around you, all over the walls of this space, are what definitely look like Egyptian hieroglyphs and some other kind of text. But guess what? Y'all can roll dice now.
Cool.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna raise a dramatic eyebrow at these people on the other side of the window. Just
I'm going to raise some dramatic fingers
Then
on the other side of the
slowly-
window.
okay, roll roll whatever your highest stat is.
For
okay.
Or whatever your highest discipline is
what? Okay.
for recognition.
For recognition.
Approach
Yes.
and discipline, you say?
Yes.
Is Mystic Arts relevant?
Yep, Mystic Arts will work.
18.
Okay.
Whew.
How many plus ones do we have?
15. They're faith dice, not plus ones.
Oh, right.
Right now you have a pool of 6 extra faith dice.
13.
13. Okay, did everyone beat 10?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So what the people you recognize, they are sitting in a room full of computers, and one looks to be about Shay's and Anna's age. It's just like, wait, what? The other is a taller, older-looking woman who's very, very angry. And I don't think I have pictures of them, but the younger woman is Abigail Rhodes, who is a known employee of Crawling Chaos, and she is supposedly their ancient language expert. And Sally Phillips is the head of quality assurance.
Cool. Some off-the-cuff magic? I'd like to put them both to sleep.
Okay, I'll allow that, but you will need a physics be damned. But
Is there a way I can assist?
It's off-the-cuff magic.
Do you have any? Let me look at your character
I'm
sheet.
definitely going to tap some.
I mean, I assume it's an attack, even if you don't get the physics be damned. But
Mhm.
it sounds like an attack. I don't know.
Let me check.
Or are you actually just trying to create an advantage?
Yeah, definitely. If you, the only way you can help at this point, unless you have a stunt that allows you to add a bonus to someone else's roll directly, you could definitely build an advantage, and at that point, you'll definitely need physics be damned because time.
Right.
So, but you can build an advantage.
I doubt I will be able to do that in this amount of time that we have.
Cool.
Like I said, so long as Ratchet gets a 20.
I'm going to tap. I'm going to use all 3 of my faith dice at once because I need physics to be damned.
Well, I mean, you also have a pool of 6 faith die.
Yeah. But I'm using 3 of my personal ones currently. I can tap the pool later if I need to.
Okay.
Using semi-retired healer, grumpy old man, and disciple of Mary Amen.
And sure, I will summon a pool of magic. Using dark wisdom that no human being should possess. That Ratchet can then draw on to cast the spell.
Well, then Anna has to roll to build an advantage.
I do. I can do that. So that is clever Mystic Arts +2. Only a 12.
Okay, well that's 1 free invoke. So,
Sure, I'll add
Ratchet, you can use 1 more d6.
Cool. So that's me put it to 4. I will have to roll some d6 twice because I only got 2 currently.
That's fine.
That out of the way. There we go. So Okay. So 6 and 6 is 12, 7 is 19, and then 2 ones on both my faith dice.
Well, you get
Still
to
puts
keep
me at
those.
21.
Then you get to keep them. You can
Still
still
puts
add
me
them
at
in, but you get to keep
21.
Okay, so that is
Wow.
so chat in typically in Demon Hunters, the way we run it, a 10 is a success, a 15 is a succeed with style, and because I've run metaverse scenarios with the system, a 20 is a physics be damned. Oh, and Voodoo Lukarensky just bought y'all 2 more faith dice and bought me 1 more demon dice.
Thanks, Voodoo. Nice to see you guys.
Oh, and thank you for another demon die. Woohoo. So yeah, you managed to they are mobile. Well, the Abigail is sitting there going like, "Wait, that's not supposed to happen." And Sally is definitely while she is, head of QA, she pulls a giant ritual dagger out of nowhere. And then pew, they go to sleep. In a puff of marigold petals. On the other side, and it's like, what? Ugh. So they are out.
And
DM's
we are
gotta
not.
stick up for each other. Thank you.
I mean, we're also out, but at least we're not out, so.
Yeah, are we locked in here in some way?
Have you checked? There's a
Yeah,
door.
I'm checking.
I mostly wanted to
door
stop him
locked?
from sounding the alarm before he did anything.
The door
But-
does seem to be locked from the outside. Which is a
Cool.
little creepy. But this whole place is a little creepy.
Cool.
You know, having just knocked these people out, are we really worried about alarms going off?
Not particularly. What'd you have in mind? I'm just gonna open the door, honestly.
It's locked.
Yeah. Forcefully, using combatant tactics.
I was also going to use it forcefully, but hey.
The alternative is I discorporate and go possess one of the sleeping flesh bags on the other side of the door.
Oh, well, there's that.
That's your choice.
But,
If I were you, I'd go for the peon and not the QA manager. Probably lower key than doing it this way.
yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use my, I hope somebody can, tote my corpse around for a bit. Cool.
Wouldn't be the first body I've carried around.
I'm gonna try not to be concerned about that. And with that, I will use my stunt of convenient discorporation and be a ghost and just go through that wall there.
So, Ms. Gracilia, would it in fact inconvenience us if alarms went off when someone were to knock over the door? Would that be sufficiently inconvenient to be worth a faith die, for instance?
Yes?
Sure. So because I'm pissed off and struggling to stay in control, I'm going to say that while Shay is doing this, I lose my temper and just try to use magic to try to knock the door over, because that would make sense. Because somebody just had me locked in a thing. And I'm being a little emotional right now for some reason. So I will roll that. I still actually have to roll it. So that
chase sheet.
Struggling to stay in control is my trouble aspect.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna say, Shay, you can't okay. Convenient discorporation is just one of your stunts.
Mm-hmm.
You will have to roll if you're gonna possess someone.
Yeah.
But I believe that does count under the stunt idiot college kid, so you get a 8+2.
Yeah. I mean, we could break down the door or unlock it or something.
We could, but you know what? Or we could break down the door.
Yeah, we could unlock it. It's unavailable.
Okay. Then, Anna, you can also just knock down the door if you roll for it.
Yeah, I did. I rolled an 8. It may or may not be enough.
This is probably a...
An 8 is not enough.
Forceful Mystic Arts.
That was forceful mystic arts.
For my role to possess the person.
To get your +2, it will have to be a quickly Mystic Arts.
Okay. Same dice anyway.
Yeah.
That will be a 9, which is not great.
No, but I mean, now that we're back in Dice Land, you do still have these.
Fuck it. I'll roll a demon die. I'll get a
so
5
I will actually
on
ask
that,
for the quick rolling. So I was doing I was effectively using an aspect to inconvenience my character, but I failed the roll. Do I get the fate point or not? Fate die, rather. Faith die.
Wait, so you endured an aspect by
I endured an aspect to do something stupid, which is the secondary endure option.
Okay.
But it failed. But I still did something stupid. Now it could be that I failed to open the door and the alarm still goes off.
I would just say that you basically, did you kung fu kick it or did you try to magically blast it?
I tried to magically knock it off its hinges.
I'm gonna say that, you. Well, if I wanted to be really mean, game would end right now. So I'm gonna say that, you do blast the door, but instead of breaking it down, you do set off the alarm.
Okay, that works for me. But I get a faith die. Yay!
Yes.
I hope that was worth it.
It was in character and interesting, so yes.
No, I'm saying that to Anna.
Oh yeah.
Currently, probably doing the small child thing of standing there like
it was
this,
really
with his face
satisfying.
really red,
Oh, by the way, there is no kitten.
Oh.
No kitten.
Or kitty.
I heard someone else meow, and I'm not sure where on the call that came from, or if it came from behind me.
That was from Lisa.
Okay. Phew. Because if my neighbors can hear me or I'm making fun of me through the wall, that's a problem. Lisa can tease me all she wants. That's fine. Okay. Oh, the wonders of living in New York City.
Someone in chat called backup for us.
Oh dear, is it the purple ninja?
Oh no, it's the purple ninja's brother, the lilac ninja. I'll allow that. It might not turn out well. I mean, it's purple. Let me see if the purple ninja must be in this book. It is.
The purple ninja is definitely in that book. I remember seeing that. Do I possess the flesh bag of the younger lady with the 14 that I rolled?
Yes. If you're going for Abigail, then yes, because she is less good at things. However, you are now asleep.
Eh.
Unless you want to roll a demon dice for a 15.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It's worth it. I now have a 16.
Woo! Which means you didn't roll a 1, right?
I did not, and my roommate decided that now is a great time to vacuum. Sorry.
Can't hear it.
I can. Or I could, but it sounds like someone's muting. Which is fine. God damn it. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, Purple Ninja is right here. This is Purple Ninja is not in the index, because of course not.
Oh, that's right. Purple Ninja's in a conspiracy. That can't possibly be a problem.
Anyway. So, what you hear on the other... Alright, so I will say now, for ease of my brain, we are now in combat rounds. So let me start writing that shit down. Alright, so... Round 1. So we'll say that in the first round, Ratchet put the 2 of the bad guys to sleep. Shay possessed Abigail. Anna punched the door.
And set off the alarm.
And set off the alarm. Which means, Anna, you can decide what goes next because more NPCs show up in round 2. But because you put the bad guys in the immediate area to sleep, they do not get to go this term.
Sure. In that case, I think Shay will go next.
Okay. Shay, it is top of round 2, and the alarms are going off.
I want to see if I have the authority as Abigail here to shut off the alarms and unlock the door.
That will be... Let me look at your sheet real quick. That will be... I'm gonna call that a clever R&D roll. Actually, I would say it's it actually would be a clever mystic arts roll for you to jumble. Or how are you trying to figure out if you have the authority?
Gonna see if I could do a little bit of digging in her head. Alternatively, I just pat down and see if I can find a key card or some shit.
Okay, if you want to scramble around in her head, that will be a mystic arts roll.
Okay, well, I'm good at clever mystic arts rolls, so I'll just do that.
Okay.
It's gone away. I have a 13.
Okay, I would say, yeah, you can filter around. You don't have she doesn't have an in-depth knowledge of the security systems, but she does know how to turn off the alarm once it's been triggered. You are in the control booth. So all you'd really need to do is just switch off the alarm. But it's like, it's however, you do know that, the dev team has already been summoned.
Oh.
So you can turn off the alarm, but the dev team already knows to come up here.
Do I have, like, a walkie-talkie or something? I mean, I guess that probably has to wait until next turn, but...
There is an intercom.
I'm gonna say, can I call them off? Because I'll sound like her.
Yes, but that will have to wait till next turn.
But, yeah.
And the dev team do show up this round.
Damn.
So, Shay, who goes next?
Ratchet?
Okay, so we know the dev team's on the way, or we can assume so. Or did you tell us?
Yeah, I'll tell you that.
And
the devs are coming!
The door's not open yet, is it? Or is it?
No one managed to open the door, just set off the alarm.
Okay, well, that's gonna get kicked open.
Okay.
Forceful combat and tactics.
Woot. Roll it.
Tapping aspect, grumpy old man.
Mm-hmm.
So you're actually trying to kick the door off its hinges.
Yeah, no. I have a key in the heel of my boot. I sure do. That's a 15. Actually,
right.
Yeah, it's a 15 and one faith die is not spent.
Yeah, I've been there. Yep, you click the door, you kick it so forcefully that the door actually just flies forward and smacks upright against the wall, the next wall of the hallway.
See, now that's how you open a door. I'll teach you how when we get back to base, but...
It's not my fault the door is made out of lead. Who makes a door out of lead? It's a dumb idea.
It's not actually made out of lead, but okay. It is made out of some kind of metal, though.
It may be made out of some kind of magic-resistant substance, given that my magic totally failed to work. But
Sure. Let's go with that.
Listen,
Ratchet.
kid, it's
Whatever
not
makes
about
you
what
feel
the door's
better.
made out of. It's about what the hinges and the door frame is made out of. Door don't give a shit.
And Ratchet, now that the door is open, you can definitely hear the dev team scrambling towards you.
All right. Look
horde.
around the room. Is there anything in the room? Anything interesting in the room besides the Egyptian hieroglyphics?
Not really. Like, the floor is linoleum. It feels like it looks like what you've seen of recording studios, but there's no equipment in here.
Lame.
Right, who goes next?
Who goes next, Ratchet? Because remember, if the bad guys go last, the bad guys go twice.
So the bad guys do get to go this round.
Yes.
Yes. I'll pick the bad guys go next then.
Okay. I get to use all of these demon dice. Woohoo! I had this bookmarked. That was the point of having bookmarks. The dev team, Crawling Chaos LLC. So,
and you let open a door for them.
So, Shay, when your brain, or when your spirit entered into the brain of Abigail, and you got the knowledge the dev team is coming, it is up to you whether you expected them to all be wearing black robes and carrying similar but smaller ritual daggers to Sally. But they are all wearing glasses, and they all do have like the lanyards with name tags saying, Crawling Chaos Limited, laminated key cards. Actually, no, they're all wearing glasses. That's a nasty stereotype. But they are all wearing tags that say Development Team, Crawling Chaos LLC, and has their actual picture on it, even though their faces are shrouded by the hoods.
I'm gonna choose not to be fazed by anything that shows up. I know what the bullshit is with Crawling Chaos a little bit, so.
And so I will now roll approach mob of software. Luckily, they're a mob. So I only have to roll once. Where are my dice? Okay. Approach mob of software developers. Disciplined. Coordinated terror stabbing. Another d8. And I will concept. I will use my aspects. Wait. Mob combat real quick. I'm just gonna wing it. Okay, I'm gonna roll. Oh, dev team. Okay, 10. Alright, so the dev team, the mob dev team of, we'll say, 10 devs, is attacking, because Shay, you are safely ensconced in someone else's body, attacks Anna Ang and Ratchet. They rolled a 17. So each of you has to roll to defend against a 17.
Are
How are they attacking? Are they just jumping on us?
Yeah, they're just jumping on you with knives.
Oh, okay.
Coordinated terror stabbing is the name of their discipline.
All right.
So it looks like they've done this before.
I'm going to defend.
I'm attempting to cleverly shield myself.
Yep, that's fair.
Probably magically picking up the door to sit between me and the stabbing.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to forcefully defend using my fringe.
Okay. So multi-arm defense?
Yes.
Yes.
Where my d8s go?
Oh, that'll be fun. I rolled 2 ones.
Oh dear.
Okay, so how this works is, if you want, each of those ones entitles you to a faith dice, which you can then spend to re-roll those 2 dice. So you don't have to roll a d6 to re-roll. You can re-roll those. However,
In which case,
if you take those if you take a faith die for that, I get a demon dice.
that's true.
But it means not having to roll demon dice.
It also means not having to spend other faith dice. It's true.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll re-roll both of them.
Okay.
I'm rolling a demon die.
I don't particularly want to roll a 2 on defense. That seems a little much.
I rolled a 13, so I'm going to roll a demon die.
Okay. Thank you.
So that got me up to a 16.
Okay.
That'll get me up to a 14. I'm willing to take a little damage. That's fine.
Okay, so 17 minus 4. Yeah, so you each take a mild condition. Scratched. Scratched up. There we go.
I have an idea.
All right.
Okay. And meanwhile, so devs. And I'm gonna say, the devs then decide that another NPC who suddenly shows up will now go next, as you will hear the unmistakable sound of ho 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 ho. But weirdly, the ninja that jumps into the room, with no fanfare or, well, other than those noises, it's not the purple ninja you are used to. It is the lilac ninja?
Did someone throw bleach in his washing machine?
Maybe. So you've heard of this warrior. They are supposedly the purple ninja's brother, but no one's really sure what the purple ninja is to begin with, or if they can have brother. Is it an order? Is it one person who keeps getting resurrected because they keep dying? Is this the next
Ninja never loses.
The purple ninja is undefeated. The purple ninja never loses.
So this is the
Consider
next
his streak broken.
This is the next ninja in line. Who knows? Is it a disgraced purple ninja? Who knows?
Is it a purple ninja from the future who got old and now they're back?
This is when ninjas go gray.
It isn't one of the purple ninja's students. They don't dress in purple.
Well, not in purple, but maybe in lilac.
Maybe.
Fadier, the lilac ninja is sometimes defeated. And yes, Fadior, this lovely book has a purple ninja character sheet, so I'm just gonna use that. The lilac ninja will roll ninja-ing, and flashy. So that's 2d12s. And attack them some. You can't really, you honestly don't recognize the gender, so we'll refer to the lilac ninja as them. As they. I'm tired.
It usually goes they, them.
They, them.
But
I knew I was doing something wrong.
Listing pronouns is a weird habit anyway, so it's good.
Okay.
Good to build respect, but it's a weird thing. There's no grammar involved.
Oh god.
American grammar is bullshit to begin with. I say we do what we want.
Do you know do you know why the non-binary person was rich? Because there was gold in them there hills.
Oh.
I knew that was going there. Now, if only I could find some hills. Alas, I live in flat middle of nowhere cornfields, Ohio.
Welcome to Flatland.
If you see someone changing shapes, maybe they're a Shoggoth, maybe they're just a cube.
Oh, the devs only roll a d4 for self-preservation. That's funny. Okay.
Devs with no self-preservation.
All right. What did I say? He rolled a 14, so the devs are going to roll defense with some demon dice, and...
Wait, he's attacking the devs?
Yes.
He's being helpful.
Yes!
I don't know
He
why.
is our backup, technically.
The Lilac Ninja is your backup. Apparently, you still don't really remember how you got here or what happened, but it's like, alright, this scans, you guess? Were you working with the Lilac Ninja the whole time? Did they just decide to show up? Do they have some supernatural sense of, there is trouble, I will help? No one knows. There is less known about the Lilac Ninja than about the Purple Ninja. So, meanwhile, the Lilac Ninja is doing their ninja, and basically they do a whole lot of jabs, and so the devs are slightly bruised and take 1 minute because they rolled a 13 to defend against a 14, and now they are lightly bruised.
Who goes next after the Lilac Ninja?
I will say Anna goes.
Sure. Is the next round after I go?
Yes, you were last to go.
In
Sorry to
that
put an NPC before you, but it was, I had to. I couldn't resist.
Sure. So I'm going to say that the Lilac Ninja is going to go after I do. Okay. And that I read the dev team's name badges as they came in.
Yes.
And so I quickly run through a spell, incorporating their names in order to momentarily freeze them in place. I'm attempting to create an advantage. Molasses.
In this case, it won't be so much creating an advantage as in it is giving them a condition which you can then use to roll dice against them. So when someone takes a condition, there are dice on that condition that you can then use against them as if it was an aspect.
The reason I was trying to do it as a cleverly created advantage is because to invoke learning is fun. I think it's basically the same thing, unless you're saying the condition will count as damage.
Well, the condition is damage because not all damage is physical harm necessarily.
Okay, so we're saying it's an attack. I can work with an attack.
We're saying it's an attack.
That's fine. So if it's an attack, then I'm rolling.
Also, it's a little annoying if one person can just roll advantage, shut down all the NPCs.
Oh, sure.
So it makes more sense. It could still be a really good roll and a really big condition.
Oh yeah. So that is clever was justified, and Mystic Arts. And now they're not good at self-preservation. I'll just use those. I hope I don't roll as badly as I did.
Yeah, when the Lilac Ninja was jabbing, they're like, "Ow! Quit it! Ow! Ow! Quit it! Ow! Ow!"
I don't know why I'm not just rolling in the dice cup. Okay, 13.
Okay. And now the dev team rolls. I should just keep these defense dice handy. How many did you roll?
13.
They rolled a 14. Would you like to add some Demondis?
Sure. I will add a demon die to this.
Yes.
Which does not roll a 1.
Yahoo! Well, yahoo for you.
Yep.
So what are you up to?
So 13 went to a 16.
Okay, so that is another mild condition. So
slowed.
Slowed, yes. Okay. So it goes from ow, quit it to ow, quit it. Hey, what's happening? You sound funny. And okay. So, who goes next, Anna?
I actually already said
Oh,
the purple ninja would go next. Yes. Lilac ninja, rather.
Almost purple ninja.
the purple adjacent ninja. Alright, so purple ninja will just roll 2d12s, because I can, and they'll go, oh, and they will again go into a jabbing. Actually, no, this time they're going to try their. Does anyone mind if the purple ninja uses the dice on slowed?
That was the
Go for it.
intent.
Okay. Set them up, knock them down. They basically just whoosh, and there are a flurry of of shuriken. Going floosh. So roll for you. And roll for you. Oh! Bad devs. Okay, so that is an 18 for the purple ninja. And... math. Ow. I swear I know how to math. I'm just gonna start fucking writing this down because my brain is broken. 18, 6... oh, 12. Okay, and the devs only roll a 12. I'll mark off my demon dice usage. So 18 minus 12 is 6. So they get 2 mild conditions on the devs. So we will say shredded, slightly shredded. And jagged. Okay.
Do we have a sense now of how many mild conditions the devs can take? Because they've taken 3, I think.
They have actually taken 4 because because they're a group of minions, they just have mild conditions, but maybe more of them than the average person. So the purple ninja got 6 hits on them, and it's 5 and up, so that's 2 mild conditions. So they have 4 on them. Slowed has been used, but they are still lightly bruised, slightly shredded, and let's call it tore up. And slightly shredded, tore up, and lightly bruised are all unused for dice. Did any of these sentences make sense? I'm not sure. I'm sorry. Anyway, so Lilac Ninja will then put it to Shay because, hey, I sense one of my allies is in that booth. So, Shay, do something.
I have an idea.
Fantastic.
I'm going to come out of the booth and, like, look at these slow-moving game devs' angry face. I'm going to do an emotional attack on them and berate them a little bit.
Okay, that will be a social engineering roll, but yes, that is an attack. And you can still use the dice on their mild conditions.
Okay. How many dice is that?
That's 3. That would be up to 3d6s, depend. Which ones are you using? Lightly bruised, slightly shredded, and tore up.
I used 2 of those, the lightly bruised and slightly shredded.
Okay.
And should I use one from our pool of player +1s?
We do have a lot of them. I will say that.
You have 6.
We have a lot of them.
My
But the ones on
count.
them
I've been keeping track.
The ones on them go away at the end of the fight, though. But
Yeah.
saving 1 makes sense because you can use it for a reroll.
Yeah. So I'm going to use one of our player pool, and I'm going to do a clever social engineering, and I'm going to come up behind these guys, and I'm going to be like, you idiots! You came up here so slowly, and now you're even slower? You've entirely made this mess. This was your shitty game design that let these yahoos out. You've really screwed up this time. And, gonna do math now. $23. And I rolled a 1 on one of my dice.
Which ones?
Not faith dice, but
one of the condition dice?
yeah.
All right,
yeah, condition dice.
Which one do you want to leave on? Because I'll just let you use that again.
Okay, which one would be best for everyone else?
Slightly shredded or lightly bruised. Mechanically, they are the same.
Okay, then leave slightly shredded on, just for shits and giggles, I guess.
Okay, so that one's still okay. And the dev team rolled a 15, so that's 8 hits, so that is 2 more mild conditions. They are starting to look a bit busted, so what do you call these 2 mild conditions?
Half strength?
Actually, no, because this is a social attack,
It's
Oh.
slightly chastised and bad game designers. I don't know.
I was thinking arguing among themselves, but sure.
Made this mess.
Made this mess.
They're at fault.
Oh, we'll just put that at fault.
At fault. There we go.
At fault, sure.
Also, some of them seem a little abashed that, oh no, the female presenting person who's younger and nice to us just yelled at us.
that was part of the ploy of making it was gonna work because they wouldn't expect this person to yell at them like that.
Nope. Alright.
That's why it's fun to possess people.
Woohoo!
Possession is 9/10 of the law, so.
Alright. So
Yeah.
who goes next, Shay?
Ratchet hasn't gone yet this round.
But neither of the bad
wait,
guys.
before you do that, the bad guys
Oh.
also haven't gone yet this round.
Then the bad guys should go.
Okay. They are
I lost track of where the rounds began and ended.
They are slowed and chastised and just like, but they are still in the fight, and they're like, we are gonna do the thing. We need to re-impress the female presenting staff member because we don't know how else to function. Ouch. And they roll an 8, so they just completely miss all of you.
Oof. Well.
Oh well. So the devs will cite Ratchet to go next, or
yeah,
actually, yeah, because old guy with 4 arms, but still old guy, and they're ageist as fuck.
Sorry, I wasn't sure whether there was snoring on the stream, but I figured I should move the mic.
We boredly sit asleep.
I'm also the last one in the round, aren't I?
Anna still hasn't gone yet this round.
She started the round.
It was Lilac, Shay, Devs, and now Ratchet. Anna went at the very end of the last round.
Okay, I'm just gonna go at the very end of this round, I guess. Okay. So let's do the old 1, 2, 3, 4 punch.
All right.
Forcefully. Because fuck them, that's why.
Oh, I rolled the wrong dice for the devs that time. Alright, it was fine. Whoops. You lucked out, but they're devs. It's fine.
2d8 plus, I'm going to tap my aspect of Morden Solo stole his line.
Okay.
Sometimes heal people, sometimes kill dangerous ones. Either way helps. So that's 12, 15.
So you get 11 hits on them because they only rolled a 4.
Oof.
Ouch.
Did you even use any of the dice on the conditions?
No.
Nope. Okay. Yeah, they're all 4. So that is 11 hits. So that is 3 more mild conditions.
Can they take 3 more mild conditions?
They're very, very shaky.
I guess 2 of them.
So what do you call these 3 mild conditions?
The old 1, the old 2, the old 3.
There you go.
The old Ford missed somebody.
All right. Who goes next? Well, Anna's the last to go.
Yep,
So.
Anna.
Wait, I already went this. I ran first this round.
No, you went
Didn't
the very end of last round.
Oh,
and then
I'm just going
Ninja
at the end of every round. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Sure. In that case, how many conditions are there on them?
There are 9.
9. 9's a lot of conditions.
They're looking pretty rough.
Yeah. So sure.
And you could use up to 9 condition dice to take them down.
It's true. Or
Do it! Do it! Roll as many d6 as humanly possible. Do it!
I'm sorry, you can use up to 7 because, yeah.
Oh, are some of them repeated conditions?
Some of them were used,
I
and
see,
one
yes.
of them was regained.
So, look, I know we're all angry about something. In fact, I'm really angry. But I think the person we should really be angry with is your bosses, who put you into this terrible situation and sent you up against mages. It's really, really terrible. So I'm attempting to use clever social engineering, and I'm going to use what are their conditions again that are still active?
Slightly shredded, tore up, slightly chastised, at fault, the old 1, 2, and 3. So punched, more or less.
Basically.
So sure. Let's use at fault. Let's see which dice do I want to throw in. So let's do at fault. And the old 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, so that's 4 dice. Because each one of those numbers is separate.
Yeah.
Because Merc got 3 conditions on them.
Oh, that's right.
So it's 4
sure.
dice.
Yeah, let's use the at fault and the old 1, 2, and 3. And I'm trying to save the others because I'm trying to send them against their bosses so we can pull on those conditions later to have them be a mob. Hold on. Okay. So that's going to be 4 faith dice.
Well, 4 d6s.
Plus my regulars.
So.
Actually, 5 d6s, but I'm keeping track of which one. The d6 for social engineering is a different color, so otherwise it'd be really confusing. None of them rolled a 1, and that is a 22.
Okay, they rolled a 6, so we're just gonna say, yeah, they're teetering, they're swaying, and you just come up with your cute goth girl and just say, look, and they just all do not know what to say to this cute goth chick, and they are so overcome with the inability to speak to hot female presenting persons that they all just sort of fall over. Because there was only 1 condition left on them, so you basically just overkilled. Whoops, which doesn't quite work in with your plans, but these minions are out.
Fair. I was trying to do a taken out condition of going up again, going after their people, but sure.
But it's also at 9:56. So while you're still in the room, and it looks like and you have the lilac ninja laying in wait and keeping a lookout, basically. I will keep a lookout. They say in a slightly more feminine voice than you're used to
Good
hearing.
work.
Huh.
I will keep a lookout. You investigate the scene. And they, poof, are gone? They said they're still here. You just can't see them? Okay.
Sure.
They're a ninja. They ninja. I don't know.
So should I keep a hold on this fool whose flesh bag I've stolen?
Yeah, might as well for now. I don't want to have to put him back to sleep.
Okay.
Understandable.
Dice. Off my notes. Alright, so yes, you're in Abigail's body.
I would like to roll clever and mystic arts to see what the hell is going on with this room. And the little statue that I recognize.
Okay.
Roll my d10s.
Oh, where is the word?
You're not sure.
Okay.
The little alabaster figurine is in the control room.
I assume that's the word, or is it?
Yeah, I want to go to the figurine and look at that.
What did you roll, Merc?
Clever mystic arts to figure out what the hell.
Okay, but what number did you roll?
16.
16. Thank you. That's what the vocal cut out.
Oh, okay.
Zoom did a dumb.
Zoom did a dumb. Literally, it dumbed you. It muted. Yes. Anyway, bad joke. Yeah, I'm ableist. Oh no. Oh, I feel bad. Okay, so 16. Where are we? Okay, so you're looking around, the drywall is inscribed and carved in all over with Egyptian hieroglyphs, but also a language called Aklo, which is often used in rituals pertaining to the Great Old Ones of the douchecraft cycle. And ancient douchecraft wrote a lot about these creatures in this language. Which definitely seems par for the course for Crawling Chaos.
Right.
What they say, or what one statement you can get that is repeated in several places is, "Hail, Amun Gorloth, creator of the Nile, keeper of universal equilibrium, great old one, the stars are right, by your will make our world truth." There's also faint traces, like it, there, you see how some of the linoleum tile is slightly discolored. There was probably blood on the floor at some point. The sense you're getting is that there was some kind of sacrifice in here to turn it all on.
Devices.
So
Do either you know who Ammon Gorloth is?
Actually, with a 16, you do recognize, you have heard this, and again, you know, the Aklo and the HP douchecraft files. Amon Gorloth was one of the Great Old Ones, so, not an Elder God, because that's not what they are, but on the same level as Cthulhu. It is supposedly this entity gave the Nile Valley its life, that it was just desert, and then through the force of its dreaming created the Nile Valley and all of its rich fertile land. And that maybe like the stars ceased to be right or something, and he went to sleep. And there's tales that, you know, his followers still worshipped him and still gave him, you know, blood sacrifices because they didn't want the Nile River Delta to go away. But definitely sounds like an ancient, very powerful being with the ability to change reality.
So, looks like this stuff on the walls here is for Ammon Gorloth, one of them great old ones or whatever. You know, the other guy, crawling chaos all over essentially. So, seems like this Gorloth is able to change reality through its dreaming. So, I guess it created a new reality, and we managed to escape back to this one, and it's gone back to sleep, according to what it said back in the void.
So the
Actually,
alabaster
with the 16, you sense that this system is still on, and actually more jacked up on power. You still don't quite remember what it was like when you came in. But your sense is that this system is still on and it is still trapped. So it's going to take some work to shut this down.
Alright. I try and rub out one of the symbols, can I?
Our ally is this...
Wait, do you actually do that?
No.
Okay.
Our ally is
Mystic
this...
Arts rule, don't do that. Your sense is that, yeah, you can't just scratch out, this will take an actual unsummoning ritual.
No.
If you scratch out a symbol, that lets it loose.
I'm in the head of a ancient languages person. Is that what it was?
Yes, basically.
And we've got access to Anna's Mystic Arts library again. Let's find that unsummon ritual and do it, shall we?
That sounds like a great idea. Let me see if I can find that ritual.
Sure, why not?
Shay, as you are rumbling around in Abigail's brain, you do get one of her memories of that Sally was keeping like there was like the development team, the dev stuff, you know, ongoing work track basically. But Sally was also keeping track of something in her notebook, which would be back in the computer lab.
I'll go
with all the
grab that
computers.
then. Anna's doing some research. I've got a moment.
Okay. Yep. So
Sure, I'll start going all Cassie and moving around, and you know, searching through my mental library.
Yeah. So the ritual, you need to shut this down. Will be a casting difficulty of 40.
We're all spellcasters, though, aren't we?
Yeah, you're all spellcasters. Yeah, and because, so basically it's base diff of 5, unsummons a god is plus 15, affects a small area plus 5, physics go fuck yourself is plus 15. But because physics go fuck yourself is part of it, if you want to... The aspects you built within the void or the word or whatever it was, do technically still exist. If you want to figure out some way to turn those into advantages that you can fill up with more dice. Otherwise, you can just keep building advantages here.
Sure.
Okay.
I think,
or rather, I think I'll allow you to build one each.
I'm certainly building an advantage based on pulling the details of the ritual from my library.
Okay.
Because learning is fun.
Yes.
I would like to fill the paint bucket with the paint bucket aspect fill that up as an advantage.
Okay. What are you gonna roll for that?
Probably careful mystic arts.
Okay.
I rolled a 21 on my building advantage.
Okay, what are you gonna call this advantage?
Fully planned out ritual. Or fully planed out ritual.
Rolled 16 to fill up the paint can as an advantage.
Okay. So that's 2.
The indeterminately colored paint that we can use in the ritual to make whatever colors we need.
Okay. Paint can and brushes.
How many dice do we have on fully planed?
Fully planed, that's for 21, that's 3.
Yeah.
And for 16, that's 2.
And can I create an advantage too, or
you've already done that. That would be up to Shay's next action.
Okay.
Although Shay is currently looking at stuff in the computer room.
Yeah.
Okay, you can you're in the room. You can also make an R&D roll to check out the computers, which are all still on because you just basically turned off the bad guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
turn off the bad guys, not their systems.
Yep.
So have I found the notebook, or am I still looking for that?
It's right there next to Sally.
So I've got this notebook. I've got access to the computers. How much time have I got here?
Ratchet didn't get any sense of impending time-based Doom.
Okay.
But really, maybe the better you release this entity, the better.
Yeah.
The sooner you mean.
The sooner, the better.
Yeah. But if I take a moment to like flip through this notebook and see what's in it and look through the file names on the computers, it's not going to be the literal end of the world.
Okay. Roll with R&D.
Will be a 13.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just go with it. Okay, what you get from the computer search, the dev records of the Crawling Chaos VR game, and this is a prototype. You don't see any actual technical specs though, which is weird. Or you see like some coding, but not. It doesn't really go anywhere. You also find a list of 20 playtesters, and each individual playtest is just labeled as failed. And the operating system they are working for...
Is there Jason on that list?
Yep. There is the OS, which has no coding associated with it, is called the AG system. Probably for Amon Gorloff. So in the dev team notes, they were surprised that the more specifically they planned on what they wanted the OS to do, the better it worked. Which is the opposite of how dev usually works. Weird. Okay. Also, there's in the records in the computer, you're sort of sifting around, not somehow, linked to the dev records. There was an artifact that their company purchased from a dig in Egypt, from a previously unexplored area near the Valley of the Kings, where archaeologists also found an underground labyrinth. They suspected this item was worshipped as the personification of a previously unknown creator deity. And you know what? They were right. Weird how this keeps happening. People decide how something works, and then it works. And in the notebook you find, there's actually quotes from the book of John in the Bible. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. And it's like, that sounds familiar. And also, and this is more, it's definitely an older woman, because she's writing in cursive. So there's reflections on AG as... speculation, like, so the stories say that he created this deity created the Nile, but what if what happened was he was processing the wishes, desires, and plans of the humans that were worshipping him and feeding him? And that seemed to, in turn, empower the deity to do more stuff. So their plan seemed to be turning this into a VR simulation game where the imagination of the players would power the VR itself. They don't really explain how this fleshes into their plans for the end of days, which is just spelled out EOD, but you can kind of get the gist.
Yeah.
So the AG system was designed so that role-playing, an external expression of imagination and dreams, could power the system, and in turn powered the creation of the virtual reality. So the more imaginative power people put in, the more detailed this reality would be, and the more pleasurable. Unfortunately, their usual players just weren't role-playing enough. So the VR wasn't working. And it's quoted as saying, "It's too bad more gamers don't understand the difference between show and tell in RPGs. May have to find another power source than gamers to bring about the end times." And it still does not clearly state, like, how does this bring the end of the world? Trapping gamers in a VR prison where they fuel it with their own imagination? What?
Welcome to Minecraft.
Maybe. All right. So you've read all this. Do you want to create another advantage for the ritual?
Yeah, I want to cleverly create an advantage using this knowledge that the code doesn't go anywhere and is therefore probably integrated into this ritual they've set up to summon this thing.
There's definitely technomancy at work here.
Yeah. And that will be a clever mystic arts roll, and I'll use my stunt of sure, I'll help. And I will get a +2 on that.
Okay.
I've got math. 14.
Okay, that is 1 invoke on... What are you going to call this advantage?
Code to nowhere.
All right.
Dog and Cthulhu show.
And because of the nature of this situation, I'll just let you use all of the invokes at once. So who is leading the ritual?
I think I should because I still have 4 faith dice.
Well, you have more.
Agreed.
You have. I was not keeping.
I have
track
4
of...
faith dice of my own left.
You have 4 faith as your own, like 6 in the chat.
I lost track.
They bought us 9, but I forgot to keep track of who was
used one
using
of them.
Okay.
I don't know. Did anyone else use any of them from the
I used
pool?
one of them, I think.
Okay.
So we have 7 in the
So
pool.
you have 7 faith die, and I did say that you could use aspects that you built in the void, because you can only use as many faith dice as you have aspects to invoke.
Yep. Well, let's start out with, is this clever or forceful in terms of the ritual? Yeah, we can think of clever mystic arts.
I think it's clever.
I think
Sure.
it's clever too.
So clever mystic arts. And then for my own faith dice, I can use Spell Inscribed Schoolgirl, A World of Magic literally at my fingertips, Disciplined Student of the Dark Arts. I'm tempted to say invoking my struggling to stay in control is actually reasonable here. But if we don't think so.
You definitely get a sense as you're building the ritual that if you just like scratched off a rune or something, this could explode.
So let's leave that.
And you're talking about an interdimensional being. Like,
yeah.
you know, most of the great old ones, you don't know how many realities this could fuck up.
So I'm not going to spend an action on it because we're not building invokes. But I do think it's totally appropriate, given that they're sacrificing people for this. I wouldn't sacrifice the devs. That would be wrong. I mean, I've sacrificed people before, but that was under dire circumstances. But I can sacrifice their salaries. What? They're all lying here. They're not using them.
How? You would have to build that as an advantage because first you would have to find them.
I know.
So no, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
No.
It's just thematically appropriate.
But you built so many advantages in the void. Or
I know
built so
we
many
did.
aspects.
So let's see. I can certainly invoke. So I'm still using my things. I can evoke the who's it? I can invoke the paint.
Well, the paint already has 2 invokes on it.
Oh, okay. That's right. Somebody added to the paint.
So we have 3d6 for fully planned out ritual, 2 for paint can, 1 for code to nowhere, and you've just declared 4 more faith dice for your aspects.
Okay.
You have 7 more to tap, essentially.
Yeah.
So you said how many faith dice did we throw in? Did we build up specifically for this?
7.
There's 7 in the pool.
Okay.
There's 7 in the pool. There's 5, 6 on advantages, 4 in your hand. So that's 11, 17 faith dice.
Right. We should pick a.
But But
we actually need to name 7. You said there were 7 in the pool plus 1 more of my own that I can spend.
Yeah, but I do need you to invoke the aspects. Just
that's
to
what I
name
was
them.
saying.
Yeah.
I want suggestions for aspects to actually pull
Imperceptible
in.
garden.
What?
The imperceptible garden.
Sure.
Okay.
The
Because we're dealing with
garden,
things
the
from
wall.
Stone
We had
wall.
the library at Alexandria in there.
Yep.
The library of Alexandria is pretty great, actually.
It is pretty great.
You have the Great Atuan.
What? Well, okay, I wrote that as a flat Earth on turtle, but okay.
Flat Earth, and also Hollow World. I'm running out of dice.
You said Hollow World? I thought that was you described the layers of the Earth and magma.
I did both. I described.
There
is an
He did do
underworld,
both.
and then I
Underearth
described
and the layers of the Earth.
Okay, I don't know all these conspiracies.
Because we also did the Big
6.
Bang, but also we also did the beginning of the world from the Edge Chronicles.
Okay. So well, you've already picked out 6, so 1 more.
2 more, I think, because we needed to use 1 more aspect to use up my own personal personal stuff.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's see, what else do we have?
We also had 1920s New York City, the Rosetta Stone,
and the Brotherhood headquarters in Geneva.
Yes,
right.
So we can...
And the cat. Don't forget the cat exists, I suppose.
Does it? Does it not? We don't know.
It's a cat.
It's a cat.
Schrodinger's cat.
It both exists. And
almost by definition.
Yep.
So sure. I'm also going to add. There is enough stuff in here.
But which ones are you picking?
So I'm not using the cat.
Okay.
Because I want to do something else with the cat. The Rosetta Stone and 1920s New York.
Okay, and that's all the dice.
That should use all. Okay, so how many d6s in addition to my personal d6s? How many is that total? Because I'm gonna roll the pool
12.
with just my personal d6s plus my stuff first.
Okay, so
and then
no, you roll it all together.
I only have so many dice.
I know.
I can throw some dice over
So
here if you want.
15, 19 d6s on top of your approach and discipline.
Okay. And that
you want
includes
me
my
to
4
roll
personal?
over here, or?
Sure. I'm actually really willing to make I want to make the difficulty slightly higher, because I want to retrieve the cat.
Okay, I'll say that's a +5. So now you need a 45.
You know what's important here. Sir. So I'm rolling 7d6s in addition to my approach and discipline.
Right now.
Yep. So if other people want to throw other dice in,
We need
as
11
part of this
more?
roll.
12
Yeah,
more.
I've got 2 more.
I have a shit ton of d6s.
Oh, yes.
I have 12 in my hand. That should make up the 19, right?
Yes. So 10 to start.
I'm doing math.
Oh.
I rolled 40 on these d6s just straight out.
Yeah, and I rolled, let's see, 17 plus 12 is 39.
17 plus 12 is 29.
29, sorry. 39, 47, 48. And one of them was a 1, so I get to keep it.
So that's 84 plus 10 is 94?
Uh-huh.
All right.
We're getting the cat back, guys.
We're totally getting the cat back.
So that was Lisa. Okay.
Yes.
That was Lisa.
So yes,
Lisa may be asleep, it's still cat.
in as you are dancing and chanting and reciting and reading things off of the walls, at one point the portal does open again, and it is just a portal into the void, but you can go and collect lots of stuff and sort of feed and recite and create connections to these various things within the void itself, or within the word itself. The power of the word, for the word is truth. And you do the thing, and there is the other two of you are sort of there in support, trying to keep the energies stable to not go. There is a lot of power at this point. Like, the fact that the crawling chaos thought they would be able to keep this contained here is a little disturbing, on top of all the already disturbing facts you have to go with. And as the ritual comes to a climax, and this whole room is pulsating with a not necessarily good or evil sense of energy, but just raw power of infinite potential, you feel it slowly but gently release from this room as all of the texts inscribed on the walls fade away and fill back in. The blood on the floor is still there, or the traces of blood on the floor are still there. And as the ritual dissipates, you hear a meow, pet me. Meow?
Kitty!
Because it was still a talking kitten.
Yes.
So, and you just get a sense, not even a verbalization of thank you. Now I go back to sleep.
Good.
As it just sort of faded, and meow, pet me. Pet me.
I'll pet the cat.
Pet me!
I pet cat.
Love me!
Nothing happens.
We
Then
don't
I'll
need to
actually sit
say
down
it
and
out
pet the
loud
cat.
anymore. We can just pet the cat. So, how do you feel about joining the Brotherhood of the Celestial Torch? We have a few other cats who are members.
At least one that you can think of.
Oh, and now we have another who's named Kitty.
What's that
You
mean?
can actually talk.
Yay! I mean, you can give it another name. Yay! Pets! So, yes, that is the adventure that I labeled the Powergamer's Nightmare.
That was really fun.
That was fun.
Because, so what happened was earlier this
Step
week...
one, hit each other.
I'm just like, am I making this too obtuse / subtle / difficult? And I'm like, they'll figure it. If they don't, it'll still be fun to watch. So what happened was I was watching, I won't say which one because I feel mean, but I was watching a stream of another TTRPG that was 90%, about 10% roleplay and 90% I'm going to talk about my character in third person and roll dice.
Oh.
And it was an interesting story. The character actions were interesting. Everyone was clearly having a good time, but I was kind of like not engaged. And I have noticed in a lot of Twitch streams, the ones that people really seem to enjoy watching are where there's a lot of roleplay and a lot of investment in characters by both players and audience. So, and then there's, and this made me rather self-conscious about my own abilities as GM and player. Not gonna lie.
It happens.
And then I remember, well, I mean, we're playing Demon Hunters this weekend, which is, more of a build dice pools than roleplay system, which is fine, and we have fun playing it. But then this idea kind of popped into my head as like, what if there was a monster that fed off of roleplay? What if the monster of the week was literally show don't tell? So the metric of what was happening was whenever you described your character's action in third person, it didn't work. If you roleplayed it in character as a tabletop game, which is all remote, had to be verbally, it worked. So yes, literally, monster of the week was show don't tell. Which is also an interesting thing to consider in terms of RPGs, because then what is show and what is tell? Telling is when you talk about your character in third person. Showing is when you... But I mean, you can't just do show, don't tell, apply it to TTRPGs, because most of them wouldn't make sense. There are some, like, there is minimum dice or no dice at all and maximum RP, and that's fine. But in, like, D&D and White Wolf, like, all show and no tell would not make any sense.
I mean, there's Puppet Land. So in Puppet Land, when your character does a thing, they do it by just doing the dialogue your character would do and doing the thing. I wonder.
Well, I mean, there's
Yes,
also I'm a LARPer. There's no like, oh, I pick up the thing and I do the thing. There's you just do the thing.
Yeah.
Because you're LARPing. So I'm like, and this sparked all kinds of ideas. So like, this is no dig at anyone in this game, but it was just like, how do you get Demon Hunter players? How do you get players in Demon Hunter to RP more? You take their dice away. Which I'm like, this is very mean, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And yes,
what it did do is shove us into puzzle solving mode, which is okay.
Yeah.
It also shoved us a little more into horror mode, which was interesting.
Well, that's the thing. I came up with the idea, and then it's like, oh, so they're in a blank void where they could technically create anything, but are they really there? Does it really exist? This is existential horror, which
So
dovetails nicely dovetails so nicely with cosmic horror that I'm like, oh wait, crawling chaos. They did something stupid. And now the demon hunters are trapped.
I did love the concept that when we created a tech, the tech could also create stuff.
Well, that wasn't so much. That was more like the creation had to still follow the rules of the dimension or void.
But on a horror level, that meant we could question, wait, do we really exist?
Yep. It also didn't get into... there might have been a point where if you ask, like, do we really exist? Well, you exist across many dimensions. In some, you are not called Shay.
Certainly not.
In some, your name might be Merc and be not Merc.
Listen,
so, have you started listening to the Magnus archives?
I'm pretty sure I predate them, but I will eventually. I also still haven't listened to Night Vale, but they didn't create these concepts.
No, and in fact,
not even in RPGs.
Just
I
the
think the Magnus archives did a very good job of it, and a lot of this game reminded me of it.
Just the role-playing concept. There are antediluvian games that involve the PCs going through a portal and encountering the players.
Yeah, I had a related puzzle a few times in D&D games, or first the GM ran it in their D&D game, and then added it as a trap in a White Wolf game later on. He's like, yeah, if you'd given your true name to the Book of Secrets, you would have gone insane. And I'm like, whoops, well, it's a good thing we didn't get to that point. We just gave the book of Infinity to Malkiv and everything was fine. We think. That was a game. Oof. But yeah, so I didn't even roll anything for this game. I just came up with a deranged concept. And once I worked out the parameters of the ridiculousness, I'm like, oh, this book already has a handy nest of NPCs. And Crawling Chaos LLC is basically trying to invoke HP Douchecraft level crazy stuff, or ridiculous shit, to, in the guise of video games and RPGs, to take over the world. Because if they can get everyone playing their MMO and enacting the rituals in that MMO on a planetary scale, then that is the biggest Cthulhu cult ever. And yeah. So yes, I hope I felt it was a little words like, I am forcing my players to roleplay, but it is a role-playing game, so...
It was weird, but it was fun,
You had to deal with me singing in character, so, you really brought that one on yourself.
You have no idea the people I've had to listen to sing in character. That was not bad at all.
You had to deal with me singing badly in character on purpose, because I don't normally sing badly.
And I are getting old. Yeah. Some people call me Maurice. The Pompatus of Love. What?
But Morris is afraid of ponies.
I don't know that reference, but I want to.
Oh, the Harvey Korman episode of The Muppet Show.
Oh, Muppet Show's gonna be on streaming next week. All of it, but it's on Disney Plus.
Well,
So
probably almost all of it, unfortunately. I assume they still don't have rights.
supposedly it's all 5 seasons.
But is it the version of all? That's great. But is it all the versions of all 5 seasons they would have released on DVD if they did the other 2? Because the first 3 DVDs aren't complete. They're missing
Oh.
things they didn't have the song rights for.
That's true, and that was one of the big legal hurdles for this whole process because Jim Henson was really into that ask for forgiveness rather than permission thing.
Well, no, they did license. They licensed almost all of what they had, but they got
okay.
licenses to do it on the air.
Yeah.
Not
They
And,
didn't get
replay it
licenses
later.
to put it. Yeah.
and those licenses are owned by like 8 billion different people now. So anyway, but yay, Muppet Show. Well, I'll get something to watch. And tomorrow is Single Awareness Day, so I'm gonna eat a lot of chocolate and finally watch Cowboy Bebop, which I haven't yet, and for someone who runs a space game most nights, that's ridiculous. But yes, chat, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We ran late again. I tried not to. I know Merc has to go prepare for the snowstorm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna snow in Dallas.
I
No one's
can't
predicting
really
this.
I can't really laugh at 8 inches because true, your people down there don't know how to drive through it, and it's gonna be a mess. But yes, thank you all for coming with us. Usually, this is Magic Fish Radio. This is our sometimes game is Demon Hunters, a comedy of terrors. Most Saturday nights we are running Exit to Eden, which is New World of Darkness in space, which is why it's really weird I haven't seen Cowboy Bebop yet. So tomorrow is all space cowboy for me. I am Ms. Chrysula on these social media accounts, and I've been playing everyone else tonight. Everyone else do an outro. Dracus, do an outro.
Hi, I'm Dracus. I've been playing Shay. I don't really have anything else that I need to say this week, so it's been fun. Thanks.
Merc.
I'm Merc. I'm on social medias, but I don't do much with them. You should definitely watch Zombie Orpheus Entertainment's The Reliables on Monday because it's cool. They run in Savage Worlds Adventure Edition, and it's a great deal of fun because they do the role play, even though they are still remote currently, although it's going to be changing hopefully once they get enough people vaccinated.
And that is one of the reasons we love them is the role play.
Definitely.
And Josh, outro.
Sure. I'm Josh. I was playing Anna Eng.
He
I don't
still
feel like
doesn't know the song.
Nope, I don't.
I
I
put
don't feel like
Normal-
plugging social media this weekend, but I will note that this weekend is BossCon, which is this fantastic literary convention. It is online. I think that has a fee of $25, which, given the guest list, including Ursula Vernon and a whole bunch of other people, is fantastic. Is totally worth ponying up for and watching streamed panels and things. So if you feel bored this weekend, it's a lot of fun, and that's what I'm going to be going back to after this.
Yes. Yeah, I put no moral judgment on people not knowing fandom, but I'm really surprised you haven't heard the song Anna Ang before. Still just...
Or I probably didn't listen to the words. I don't know.
Everyone's got weird gaps in their nerd knowledge, myself included. But yes, this is us, and we are planning to be back next week with more space! Unless my brain melts, but you know, fingers crossed. So... I forgot to look for someone to raid. Let me take a quick look, since I am already logged into...
Pixel Circus is on.
Okay. Yes, back to Twitch. 16-bit Eric is on, but he's playing a video game. Dice Cult.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, let's raid Pixel Circus again. Alright, Alright, everyone, get ready to raid Pixel Circus. Alright, chat, so take care of yourselves this week, take care of each other, be careful driving in the snow wherever you are, and we will see you next week, and hopefully be pleasantly distracting. And also, if you ever hear someone saying, "But lines and veils are annoying, how can I run a horror game with the lines and veils document?" We just did. Feel free to use this as an example. Yay! And now we go raid. Bye!